Johnny Dollar.
Johnny, this is George Reed.
Well, hiya, George. How's dear old Floyd's of England these days?
If you read the Wall Street Journal, Johnny...
If I what?
What?
Nothing. Just keep talking, plutocrat.
Well, according to the financial reports, the leading insurance companies are doing better than ever. And I'm proud to say that Floyd's of England is among the leaders. Does that answer your question?
So, as head of the North American office, the company has given you a big fat raise?
No.
And you'd like to celebrate by taking me out to dinner tonight?
No such luck.
Just name the time and place, and I'll... What'd you say?
Listen, Johnny, you'll get far more than a free meal out of this. And you are available.
Completely.
All right. I have a problem, a rather unusual one.
Have you ever handed me one that wasn't?
Well, of course Well...
Never. So what's it all about?
Well, I fully realize you're somewhat averse to acting as a bodyguard.
George.
But I assure you, this situation is somewhat unusual.
You said that.
Therefore...
And it doesn't change my feeling about these bodyguard assignments.
At least come over here and talk about it, will you?
Oh, sure, if you're willing to pay my taxi fare for nothing.
For nothing, eh?
That's right.
We'll see.
Oh, yeah, we'll see.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Floyd's of England, North American Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the empty threat matter. These so-called unusual problems George Reed handed me were all too often dangerous. But it's a living, and so far I've been lucky. So, expense account item 1, $1.10, taxi fare to his office at Floyd's of England.
Come in, Johnny. Sit down.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
I'm glad to see you. Glad you could make it.
Well, I'm not so sure I am. What's it all about, George?
Charles Stockerly is our client's name. He's a retired attorney.
And somebody that he sent to the pen has got out now and is gunning for him.
Possibly.
Yeah. Where does he live?
He doesn't.
You want me to act as bodyguard for a dead man?
Well, I mean, he has no regular address. It's like this, Johnny.
Yeah, please, let's get on with it.
Stockerly had a highly successful career right here in Hartford. Married, brought up a couple of adopted youngsters. All in all, managed to live the good life. Except perhaps for the fact he worked too hard.
So?
Now, mind you, I don't mean to imply that he ever went off his rocker, but when his beloved wife died a couple of years ago, and with that worthless, hateful son of his still around to worry him...
Adopted, you say?
Yes, both young Andrew and his married sister Joyce. She's a wonderful girl, by the way.
So what about him?
Nothing. I simply mentioned them in passing. The point is, Mr. Stockerly has quite a bit of insurance, which is why he didn't hesitate to contact me regarding these apparent attempts on his life.
You kind of punched that word apparent.
Because when he first told me about this thing, considering his extremely upset and nervous condition, well, frankly, I didn't take him too seriously.
Is he an older man?
In his early 60s. But now, apparently, and I use that word again, these threats have become very real, which is why he's been running away.
Running away?
Well, I told you he has no permanent address. And now that he's demanded your protection, that you stop whoever is trying to kill him, if somebody really is.
All right, where is he, George?
At the moment, in Tahiti.
Tahiti?
Yes, living in the seaport town of Papeete. Well?
George.
Yes?
I don't want this job, no one bit.
Oh, now, Johnny.
But I'll take it on. For just one reason.
Yes?
All my life, I've dreamed about someday seeing Tahiti. Item 2 on the expense account includes $8 plane fare, Hartford to New York City. $785.30 to the Fiji Islands. Then we'll call it a total of $850 for plane tickets and a handful of incidentals. It took over a full day of flying for me to reach the town of Nandi on the western shore of the little Pacific island of Viti Levu. But it was a lot better than a couple of weeks aboard a steamer. Another hop took me across the island to Suva. And there, well, it's picture postcard country, all of it. Vast, heavy tropical forests. Millions, billions of beautiful blossoms everywhere. Picturesque South Sea villages full of thatched huts, palm-lined beaches, and the magnificent clear blue water breaking over reefs of coral. The people, fascinating, many of them East Indians. The women dressed in saris, the men wearing large white turbans. And there were plenty of the native Fijians with their wild, wiry, bushy hair that seems to stand on end. From Suva was an overnight flight to Papeete in a flying boat. A lot of travel time, a lot of expense, but certainly worth it. Tahiti, with its black sand beaches and coconut palms, its tremendous carpet of tropical foliage and flowers, from the shoreline back to the mountains, the soft, almost caressing climate. Oh, yeah, it's really an ideal place to get away from it all. Sound nice? You want to go there? Well, it made me want to stay there. Yeah, it's the one place I found where I could really, completely relax. And I made up my mind to take the fullest possible advantage of it, job or no job. I learned that Mr. Charles Stockley, the man who'd sent for me, lived in a small bamboo house near the water's edge within easy walking distance of the hotel where I'd registered. But my nice, idyllic dream was quickly shattered when I found him there. When I found what was left of him.
To paraphrase Gilbert and Sullivan, an announcer's lot is not the happy one. Well, not always. Want to know why? Tell you why. Take this safe driving business. Do you have any idea how many times my confreres and I have begged on bended microphone to have begged people not to kill themselves on the highways? Now, once and for all, let's get together on this. Let's understand one another. Unless you want a pack of frustrated announcers on your conscience, slow down and curb highway carnage. If you don't care about yourself, at least have a little consideration for us. Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Mr. Stockley?
Just 1 minute, please.
Yeah, sure.
Yes?
Mr. Stockley?
No, I am Dr. Bentley.
Oh, well, I'm Johnny Dollar, a special investigator that he... Is that Mr. Stockley?
Yes, it is.
What happened? Who did this to him? Is he still alive?
Yes, Mr. Dollar. He's resting as a result of a sedative I've given him.
But he looks as though he... All right, what happened to him, Doctor?
He was up on the side of Ka Abu Mountain gathering flowers on a long and treacherous ledge when he noticed someone following him very furtively.
Oh?
Apparently, this someone did not wish to be seen by him. He kept getting closer and closer, but always in hiding.
Go on, Doctor.
Mr. Stockley realized it was someone there with no good intent. But as he sought to escape, stepping gingerly and carefully along the rim of the ledge...
Yeah?
He isn't certain exactly what happened. He's quite sure he didn't slip. Rather that he was shoved by this, someone from behind a bush. He fell about 60 feet down through the tangled brush and remained there overnight. Now, if one of the natives hadn't found him early this afternoon...
But he isn't sure he was pushed off there.
Oh, he's quite certain of it.
And that the man, the person he saw up there, wasn't just somebody else gathering flowers.
Mr. Dollar, if it weren't for his exhaustion, and, of course, the sedative I have given him, he would have fled this island immediately. You see, he's a very nervous and, I might say, apprehensive man.
Look, do you know of anyone who might want to harm Mr. Stockley?
Oh, certainly not, sir. Mr. Stockley, in spite of his nervous affliction, a constant kind of fear, I would say.
Yes, I know.
Why, he is one of the most highly regarded... Well, I am certain that no one, white or native...
Yeah, okay. Now, how long do you think he'll sleep?
Oh, until sometime late tomorrow morning.
All right, then I'd better plan on bunking down right here.
Tell me, Mr. Dollar.
Yeah?
Do you think that he is possibly in danger from someone?
Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. When I told the doctor my job, he was completely cooperative. Helped me improvise a bed near Mr. Stockley's, and he had some food brought in for me. That and his fee for the care of Stockley came to $9. I didn't get much sleep that night. Every completely harmless sound around that little shack got me up with a start. Had I known what the morning was to bring, I might have asked the doctor for a sedative for myself. Promptly at 5:30 a.m., Stockley woke up. He was so worried, nervous, and excited, I thought he'd gone completely off his nut.
It's no use, Dollar. We got to get out of here. Yes, we must get away before he finds me again and kills me.
So he left on the morning plane. But it wasn't until we changed at Suva, then at Nandi, and finally started that long leg of our flight across the Pacific towards San Francisco that he calmed down long enough to tell me what it was all about. after a lot of irrelevant chatter about his family.
The death of my darling wife back in 1958 upset me terribly, Mr. Dollar. I confess I became a nervous wreck. Temporarily, that is. If it hadn't been for our adopted daughter, Joyce, a wonderful girl, I'd have lost my mind.
What about your adopted son? Wasn't he any help?
Andrew? Oh, never. I've given Andrew everything, Mr. Dollar. Too much. Education, money, investments that'll keep him wealthy for life. Bad mistake. He's never done a day's work in his life.
Yeah, well, now...
What's more, he's never shown the slightest sign of gratitude for love for his sister.
I see.
But Joyce, who asked for nothing in all her life, who worked to train herself, to support herself, and is now married to a fine young man.
Mr. Stockley...
Joyce has been nothing but a joy and comfort to me.
About these threats now...
That is why I never worried about the... Threats?
Yes.
They've been more than that. They've been attempts upon my life. Like the one you nearly witnessed there in Tahiti, where I thought I'd finally found safety.
From whom, Mr. Stockley?
From whom? From whom? Home in Hartford, when I tried to tell the police, they wouldn't believe me. I suppose perhaps because of my nervous condition, but it must be Harry Linker.
Linker?
Yes, Linker. Years ago, I had him sent to prison. He swore he'd get even with me.
But look, don't they all make that kind
but
of
what
threat?
did the police say? That he's reformed now, that it must be someone else. But I knew he'd come back to kill me, and he has.
Oh, now listen.
Christmas threats over the telephone, right after Martha died, as I was about to leave for Europe.
Oh, and when you left, he stopped bothering you?
Stopped. It was in Paris that I heard from him again. It was in Paris, Mr. Dollar, that I narrowly escaped being run down in the street and by an American car.
But now look...
So I fled to London. And I should have known better than to walk the streets there alone at night. But it was there that only the intervention of a bobby kept me from being murdered by him after another warning.
But, Mr. Stockley...
In Jakarta, more threats. I found a poisonous reptile in my trunk. In Stockholm, I found the scorpions in my briefcase just in time.
Oh, now, please, look here, Mr. Stockley.
I've run, but he's kept coming after me. He attempted to poison my food, I'm sure of that.
Mr. Stockley.
And there in Tahiti. Yes?
Look, every one of those things could have been coincidence.
Coincidence?
So please, until we have some proof this man Linker is chasing you around...
The doctor told me that unless I am able to stop this mad flight, I'll kill myself. Perhaps even deliberately. What'll I do? Where can I go?
Well, right now we're heading back to the States, back to Hartford.
But if he's following us...
Then maybe we'll find some proof against him.
Proof? By having me killed?
Look, you'd better take another of those pills the doctor left for you.
And you'll stay awake to protect me?
Yes, I promise. Coincidence? Why, sure it was. There at the San Francisco airport when the baggage truck ran out of control and almost hit us, almost hit him. Anyhow, I practically had to hold his hand on the rest of the trip to Hartford. There, I piled into my car, drove straight to my apartment, gave him a key, and had him go upstairs and wait for me while I put the car away in the garage at the back. It took me 3 trips up those stairs with the luggage, but then... There we are, all set.
Aren't you going to lock the door, Mr. Dollar?
Oh, please, now, don't worry. I've sprung the catch. Hey, did you pull down all those shades?
Of course I did.
Oh. Look, as I told you on the phone, until we get some proof that this... here now. There, this place looks a little more cheerful. Holy...
There, do you see?
Now, Stockley...
What's the matter with you? Get away from that window. He thinks you're me.
Oh, no, please, listen. That must have been some kid with a little .22. Hoops!
Now, do you believe me, Mr. Dollar?
Yeah, you got a point.
Catching a cold? Well, I guess most everyone knows that the smart thing to do when you feel a cold coming on is to get plenty of rest. But there are some days when no matter how miserable you feel, you just can't stay in bed. And if tomorrow is one of those big days and your cold is complicated by constipation, well, that's when you'll appreciate X-Lax most. You see, X-Lax has the qualities doctors consider most important in a laxative. It's gentle, effective, and close to natural acting. Taken at bedtime, X-Lax won't disturb sleep. It works effectively, overnight, to help you toward your normal regularity. And X-Lax is so close to natural acting, there's no upset or discomfort. So gentle, it's even recommended for children. So, if tomorrow's a big day for you, if you have a cold and need a laxative too, take X-Lax, a laxative with the qualities a doctor would recommend. X-Lax. Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Empty Threat Matter.
I carefully dug one of the 38 slugs out of the wall, wrapped it in a handkerchief, then put in a fast call to Bill Peters, who was not only a good doctor, but, well, I told him to pack a gun into his medical kit. He arrived in short order and did what he could to quiet Mr. Stockley's nerves and agreed to stick around.
He'll sleep a little while now, Johnny.
Good.
But listen.
Yeah, Bill?
Did you hear him? You know, he's not kidding. This old coot's gonna take the leap unless we can...
Suicide?
Wouldn't put it one bit beyond him. Believe me. This whole business has him in pretty bad shape.
Oh, that just doesn't make sense, Bill.
Because he's been trying so hard to run away from this killer or supposed killer.
Well, sure he has. And if he wanted to die,
Just
he's had...
brush up on your human psychology, boy.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Now, if you'll stick around, I'll get this bullet over to headquarters.
I'll be here.
At headquarters, they gave me the story that Stockley had said they would. A few years in the clink had changed Harry Linker. He was living a model life, running a store right here in Hartford. I called on Linker at his hardware store, and I must say he convinced me that he was behaving himself. He was even quite concerned about Mr. Stockley, offered to help us if he could. I called on Stockley's adopted daughter. Then I told her the whole situation.
Oh, this is a terrible thing, Mr. Dollar.
I know.
If only Daddy'd told me so I could have done something to help him.
Well, as soon as we clear this thing up.
I'll go to him right away.
No, just wait, please.
He needs me.
Well, you can probably help your father more than anyone else in the world, but not right away.
But you'll let me know the minute we can bring him here and take care of him.
Yes. Now, you're sure your husband would agree to that?
Of course. Yes, of course he would.
Oh, good. That's all I wanted to know.
You don't think my husband could be behind this? Why, Ed feels as much affection for Daddy as I do.
You'd better answer that phone, hadn't you?
Oh, yes. Excuse me. Hello? Why, yes, he's right here. Mr. Dollar.
Oh, thanks. Johnny Dollar.
I've been calling all over for you. This is Bill Peters, Johnny.
Yeah, Doc.
Listen, there was a phone call right after you left.
Oh?
Stockley was awake, and I made the mistake of letting him take it.
Yeah?
He listened for a second, got as white as a sheet, and then started yelling, no, you'll never get me.
Go on, Bill.
Then he slammed down the receiver and made a dive for the window.
Bill!
It's all right. I caught him in time.
Oh.
I gave him a stiff hypo, and, well, that's it. Johnny?
Suicide. What's the matter with me? I tore on over to George Reed's office at the insurance company.
Here you are, Johnny. Our copy of Mr. Stockley's policy.
Yeah, good. All right. Now, let me see if
As you'll note, his adopted daughter, Joyce, is the sole beneficiary.
Yeah, I see. But Andrew, the adopted son, is specifically omitted.
Irrevocably. So if you think he might have anything to gain by Mr. Stockley's death, you're wrong.
Uh-huh. Look. Here it is. The suicide clause.
Well, of course.
All right. So maybe Andrew couldn't get any of Stockley's money. But if that old man killed himself, neither could Joyce. And believe me, Andrew would love that.
Oh?
So, these attempts on the old man's life, were they? Were they really?
What?
Or were they just part of a long, drawn-out, careful campaign to drive him off his rocker, make him kill himself?
But if that's
Can
true...
anybody prove that Andrew actually tried to kill him? No. In spite of all sorts of opportunity, and with plenty of money to follow him all over the world, to plague him, to worry him, to... All right. Where does he live, George? Andrew, I mean. Have you got his address?
Well, yes,
Then give it to me, quick. Travel stickers, huh? On all his luggage. From all the places Mr. Stockley has been.
Yes, I suppose I should have taken them off my luggage.
Mm-hmm. They are going to hang you, Andrew.
Do you think for 1 minute that you or the police can ever prove I actually tried to kill my foster father? Because I didn't.
Maybe they won't need to.
Now, just a minute.
Maybe this is one time I'd better take the law into my own hands.
No, now, stand back.
Oh, yeah, I see. But you'd better let me have that gun, Andy, so the police can compare it with the slug I dug out of the wall.
What?
This is the gun you used to throw a couple of shots through the window of my apartment.
That was your apartment where he went?
That's right.
But it was you who drove him over there in the car.
That's right.
But you left him there, and I thought...
Just long enough to put my car away. And I'm the one who almost got nicked by those shots of yours. And I don't like that, Andy.
Stand back, I say.
You better give me that gun.
No.
Because if you try to use it now, you will be in trouble.
Listen, Dollar.
Yeah.
Randy.
Andy, jump! All I hope is they lock that bird up for the rest of his life. And that somehow Joyce and her husband can bring the poor old man back to normal. Expense account total? Hold your hat. It's $2,561 even. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Constipation is something people don't talk about much, but it can be a problem for anyone, even doctors. And when constipation occurs, it's interesting to see just what doctors consider important about a laxative they might use or recommend. Well, a majority of the doctors we heard from had this to say.
A laxative should be effective, gentle, close to natural acting. A medicine that can be used with complete confidence.
Now, X-Lax has been popular with many doctors and millions of people over the years because pleasant-tasting chocolated X-Lax is effective. Overnight, it helps you toward your normal regularity. X-Lax is so gentle, so close to natural acting, there's no upset. That's why many doctors and millions of people use X-Lax with complete confidence. X-Lax, the laxative that helps you toward your normal regularity gently, overnight.
Star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a story of real intrigue, plus a couple of the most intriguing characters I ever met. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey. Originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, G. Stanley Jones, Ben Wright, Ralph Moody, Harry Bartell, and Carlton G. Young. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is John Wall speaking.
This is the CBS Radio Network. You're tuned to Radio 590 WROW in Albany, New York. WROW, Albany, New York.
Johnny Dollar.
This is Frank Harmon, Johnny, at Tri-Western Life here in Hartford.
Hi, Frankie.
Where have you been, anyway?
Oh, I just got back from Lake Tahoe out on the West Coast.
Well, then it's no wonder Jack Price couldn't get hold of you.
Price in your office down in Corpus Christi?
That's right. He called and told me he'd been trying to get you on the phone for several days.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
He has a problem, a pretty big one. When he couldn't reach you, he sent it on. He sent her on to us.
It? Her? Which is it?
Both. So come on over here, will you? There's no time to waste.
Oh, what's it all about?
Well, all I can tell you is... Well, somehow, you've got to prevent a murder.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar. to the New England office of Tri-Western Life Insurance Company. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the unworthy kin matter. After the Lake Tahoe mess, I was ready for a nice long rest. But a job's a job. So expense account item 1, $1.10 for a cab back to Frank Harmon's office at Tri-Western in the big new building on the square.
Glad you finally got back here, Johnny.
Hiya, Frankie.
Now, sit down. I'll get right to the point.
Okay.
Try to give you the whole story before she gets here.
Who's she?
Name is Jean Unworthy.
Unworthy?
That's right.
That's a funny one.
Well, our little problem isn't very funny. Now, listen.
I'm listening.
About 4, maybe 5 years ago, up in Ypsilanti, Michigan, a prominent businessman was killed by a guy named Eric Bean.
Oh, you're telling me.
It was a ruthless, pointless, wanton murder, simply because the victim refused to give him a few bucks.
And the defense tried to get Bean out of it on grounds of temporary insanity.
Yeah, that's right. But instead, they sent him up to the Michigan State Prison, gave him life with no chance of parole.
Oh, yeah, I remember. It just happens I was in on that case.
Oh, of course. Of course you were. Well, all right, then.
Well, I didn't play a very important part in it, I have to admit, but I was there.
And you were there during his trial?
From the first to the last gavel.
Yeah, and you know what Eric Bean did when the judge pronounced sentence on him.
Yeah, that's right. Because it could be that Bean thought his remarks were partly aimed at me. I mean, this talk about getting even with everybody.
All right, sure. Sure, I'll go up to your lousy, stinking prison. Order! Order in the court! But if you think you can keep me in it, you're crazy. Order! Order! Will someone restrain the prisoner? Because I'm going to get out. When I do, I'm going to kill everybody that had anything to do with filling me up. Officer, restrain that man. No! Don't take your hands off me. I'm going to kill anybody that had anything to do with this.
Yeah, Frankie, it was the typical threat of a tough criminal to get out someday and get even with everybody.
By killing them?
That's what he said.
Including you?
Well, I told you I really didn't have too much to do with the case. So there's no real reason for Bean to hold a grudge against me.
Was there any real reason for the murder?
Well, no. But listen, you know how little those courtroom threats usually mean.
Yeah, well, then you're not at all worried over the fact that Eric Bean escaped 7 or 8 days ago.
Oh?
Well?
No, not particularly.
Well, you should be, Johnny. Along with the rest of the people who were involved in that affair.
Oh, Frankie, I told
Johnny,
you.
In the past 5 days, Bean has killed 4 of the people he promised to kill.
No kidding.
And the police have no idea where he is or when he'll strike again. And another one of his intended victims is Mr. Albert K. Unworthy, who's now living down in Corpus Christi, Texas. And he's insured by our company for over $500,000. Well?
Yeah.
Be sociable. Have a Pepsi.
That reminds me of a tip I've been meaning to give you. Whenever you buy Pepsi-Cola, get an extra carton. This is the secret of effortless entertaining. You know by now that as the parties go, so goes the Pepsi. So face reality and be ready for any number of thirsts by making sure there's always plenty of the light refreshment on hand. People go for Pepsi because it refreshes without filling and does it in such a good-tasting way. Come to think of it, why not buy a case of Pepsi? Then maybe there'll be enough for you to have some, too.
Be sociable. Look smart. Keep up to date with Pepsi. Drink light, refreshing Pepsi. Stay young and fair and debonair. Be sociable. Have a Pepsi.
And now, Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
All right now, Johnny, when Jack Price wasn't able to reach you, he dumped the whole thing in my lap, including the old man's daughter, Jean. She arrived here in Hartford early this morning, came in here and demanded that you be appointed a bodyguard for her father.
Oh, now listen,
I
Frank.
phoned her at her hotel right after I got in touch with you. She's probably on her way over here to see you right now.
Hey, look, Frank, I'm an investigator, not a body...
Listen, buddy. Are you forgetting Eric Bean may have you high on his list, too?
So what? So what? If I keep my eyes open, my manners and my... Oh, I see.
What?
Yeah, put two of Eric Bean's intended victims together. Give him a wide-open chance to kill two birds with one stone, so to speak, and he's almost bound to show. Yeah, so the cops who've been standing by pick him up along with our two bodies. And the company has done a great public service. Hooray.
No, that wasn't what I was thinking of at all.
Frank, I couldn't go down there to Corpus Christi right away anyway.
Why not?
First thing tomorrow morning, I have an appointment in New York with an attorney for a deposition in that Lake Tahoe case I just wound up.
Oh, so you lose a few hours.
And what's more, I hate those bodyguard assignments, and you know it.
But when such an important client's involved, Johnny...
Well, there's nothing but a lot of trouble with an A-1 chance of getting shot in the back.
Yeah, but don't you see...
No, Frank, I'm sorry. If Unworthy wants protection, let him call in the police. They have a very good force there in Corpus Christi.
Johnny.
And when this dame, this daughter gets here, well, simply tell her I don't want the case. And I mean it, Frank.
That's final.
That is unequivocally and irrevocably and absolute.
Mr. Harmon?
Oh, Miss Unworthy. Oh, please come in.
Huh?
Thank you.
Yes. Come in and meet Mr. Johnny Dollar.
Hi, Johnny.
Suddenly I changed my mind. Even as that whole office suddenly seemed to change and take on a strange and wonderful glow. She was, so help me, one of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen. Tall, but not too tall. With honey-colored hair and a complexion that... and a figure that... and a twinkle in those baby blue eyes that... Oh, what's the use? The right words simply aren't. Not to describe this one. Wow.
Well, sit down, please, Miss Unworthy.
Oh, thank you, Frank, but I told you this morning to please call me Jean.
Oh, yes, of course. I forgot.
And that goes for you, too, Johnny Dollar.
Oh, sure, Jean, sure.
Can you leave with me right away, Johnny? I mean, for Corpus Christi? I hope you told him how urgent this is, Frankie.
Well, yes, I did.
Then you will come and watch over Daddy until they catch this murderer, won't you, Johnny?
Well, now, Jean...
Yes?
Well, that is I...
Yes? Johnny?
Well, I have to be in New York first thing in the morning to see an attorney.
Oh, well, that's just fine, then. Because I have an early morning date in New York with Madame Olga Marino before I go on back home.
Oh?
You know who she is?
Oh, well, sure, I've heard of her, but I never thought anybody in the world actually had enough money to buy those clothes, those gowns that she designs.
Oh, now you're kidding me, aren't you?
Well, you know.
But I just love having her things. Oodles and oodles of them.
Uh-huh.
So we'll go down to New York tonight. I'll be staying at the Pierre, so you stay at the Pierre. And we'll have a ball. We'll really do the town. Oh, I just love New York.
Well, now
Then tomorrow morning, while I'm getting some dresses and things, you can see your lawyer, and then we'll take off for Corpus Christi together.
Jean...
But come on, hon. We'll have to hurry if we want to make the 4 o'clock plane to New York.
Well,
And Frank, dear, thanks so much for finding Johnny. I feel better. I feel that Daddy's safer already.
Expense account item 2, $21.50 for a cab and plane tickets to New York for the two of us. With this charmer in tow, well, believe me, it wasn't easy, but I realized that with an important assignment on my hands, I better play it safe and behave myself. So, down in New York, item 3 is $9.50 for a taxi to the Pierre, where I dropped her off, then to the Gotham, where I got myself a room. That evening, the tab for cocktails and dinner at the Pavillon, no less, came to $58. And I was pretty impressed by the maitre d's immediate recognition of her, and his disappointment at the smallness of the bill she'd run up. Oh, and tips, by the way, came to $14 more. Then the evening really got underway via the nightclub route, and I mean only the most expensive nightclubs, where again she was recognized by all the maitre d's. And the total bill, by the time I dropped her off at the Pierre shortly after 4 a.m., only $130, including tips and taxis, of course. I hope my deposition the next morning in the attorney's office made some sense because I was bushed. But then, after leaving him on the way back to my hotel, I picked up a newspaper, and I nearly blew my top. Item 5, 6, whatever it is, 85 cents for a call to Frank Harmon back in Hartford.
Now, Johnny.
And it was you who gave that story to the wire services about my going down to Corpus Christi to save the life of dear old Albert Unworthy.
But, Johnny, you yourself suggested it might help to flush out this killer.
Oh, yeah, sure. Make it easy for him. Get two of us in one trip. Thank you very much. Item 7, $287.50 plane fare, tips and incidentals for the flight to Corpus Christi. By the time we got there, well, I don't know. I don't know how to say it. But, well, that Jeannie is not only the most beautiful, the most charming. Well, put it this way. By the time that flight was over, if Jean had said, come on, Johnny, let's get married, I think I might have taken the leap without one single thought about the consequences. And after we landed and she stepped into a phone booth to call and make sure her father was still all right, well, I was almost annoyed at the sudden appearance of an old pal of mine, Doug Johnstone, kid brother of Jack, who dramatizes these radio cases of mine.
How'd I know you were coming down here? With Johnny, it's all over the papers.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
Oh?
Yeah, but how are you anyway, Doug?
Oh, I couldn't be better. Hey, boy, you certainly pick 'em, don't you?
What do you mean?
Your, traveling companion, Jean Unworthy.
What do you know about her father, Doug?
Well, I kind of thought you might want a little help while you're down here. That's why I came to meet you.
Oh?
Yeah, now, here's what we ought to do. You, put her in a taxi. Her home isn't far from here. Then you and I'll run on down to my office and talk a while, and I'll drive you out to their place later.
Well, now, wait, Doug.
I think that's a very good idea.
Oh, Jeannie, this is an old friend of mine, Doug Johnstone.
Hi, Doug.
Jean, I've always looked forward to meeting you.
Well, how nice. And I'm meeting more good-looking men these days. Johnny, Doug's right. See, it'll give me a chance to kind of freshen up and prepare the royal welcome for you here in Corpus Christi, all right?
Well, I kind of
So
hate
you
to
go
have
ahead
you...
with Doug, and I'll see you at the house later. Taxi! Taxi!
Huh?
Okay, Doug, let's go. Okay, now, Doug, as you were saying.
As I was saying, well, sit down. Make yourself comfortable first, General.
Thanks. Well?
Well, Johnny, old man Unworthy is loaded, all right. Despite this gorgeous daughter of his trying to spend it all. But when she turns on the charm...
Oh, you are telling me.
Always a sucker for a good-looking gal, aren't you, Johnny?
Oh, now, Mr. Johnstone, sorry.
Oh, sure. Jean is different. The point is...
Oh, she sure is.
The point is, though, that there may be something in the rumor that her old man is getting a mite fed up with some of her extravagant... Johnny, hand me the phone, will you?
What's the matter? You think I don't make a good secretary? Oh, this here's Mr. Douglas D. Johnstone's office.
Help. Quick.
Jean.
Yes. He's here. That killer.
What?
He's here in the house, and he's going to shoot Daddy with a... No. No, please. Ah! You killed him. You killed him.
Throwing a house party every weekday is no small accomplishment. Ask any housewife who's faced the perils of just one house party with fear and trepidation. But Art Linkletter's been at it so long that he never worries today about tomorrow's house party. And yet they always come out slick, smooth, and hilarious. Art's enthusiasm is part of the reason why. The way he lets his guests take the bit in their teeth is another. So you never know where the fun's going to lead once it starts. Listen Monday through Friday on CBS Radio. Now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Unworthy Kin Matter.
Doug Johnstone and I tore out to the house, and, yeah, Mr. Albert K. Unworthy was dead, all right. 3 neat, clean bullet holes in his temple. His daughter, Jean, was a wreck. One sleeve of her dress was torn. There was a red welt on her cheek where she'd apparently been struck by the killer.
Oh, Johnny.
All right, now, easy.
It was so terrible. So awful. So terrible.
Okay, now, honey. Just try to take it easy and remember exactly what happened.
Why did it have to happen to him? He was so good. So wonderful to me ever since the day that he adopted me, and now he's...
Take it easy. Now, who else was in here, Jean? Were you in here with your father alone?
Yes. Yes, Johnny. I don't know where the servants are. Daddy must have let them take the day off, or
this man. Then this horrible-looking man came in. And,
Can you tell me what he looked like?
well, I don't know. I saw him only a few seconds. But he was short, and he was heavy set, and that thick black curly hair that came down to a point on his forehead.
Yeah. Go on, Gene.
That strange pale, that pallor. His face was almost gray.
After 7 years in the
And
clinic.
one of his ears, it was kind of mashed, like a piece of cauliflower. There was a dirty scar, too, on his hand when he held that pistol on poor Daddy. Oh, Johnny.
And his height, his weight. Have you any idea?
Oh, I don't know. He was maybe 5'7" or 8. And he was heavy. Maybe 180 pounds or something. He was stocky.
You ask me, that fits the newspaper description of Eric Bean almost to a T, John.
Had you ever seen Eric Bean before, Gene?
No, Johnny. And there was that wild animal look in his eyes. And he came rushing in here with that gun, and I tried to call you, but he knocked me down, and then I guess I passed out.
Right, easy.
Oh, Johnny, please help me.
Yeah, sure. You want to call the police, Doug?
Sure.
Doug not only called the police, but the family doctor. And after Jean had given the police all the information she could, the doctor gave her a mild sedative and sent her up to bed. By that time, Jean's personal maid had come in, so after assuring her we'd do everything we could.
Johnny, dear, don't you see? Now, you may be in danger from... Oh, dear. I guess whatever the doctor gave me, I can't stay awake. We'd come back, dear. Come back.
On the way back to Doug's office, neither of us said a word. Not until we got inside and he closed the door. And even then we sat there quietly for a minute.
Well, Johnny, you like a little drink?
No, thanks. You have one.
No. You,
No?
Nothing, I just... Johnny, you're thinking the same thing I am.
Yeah, Doug, I guess I am. Mind if I use your phone? My call was to the police, not there in Corpus Christi, but in Ypsilanti, Michigan. It's item 8440. I got hold of Sergeant Tim Brower, the man who'd originally arrested Eric Bean, who now again was working on the case.
What do you mean, am I afraid of him? Are you, Dollar?
Well, I expect I ought to keep an eye out for him.
Why, you'd be away down on this list.
Like maybe Mr. Albert Unworthy and...
Yeah, like Unworthy and Phillips and Mrs. Peterson and half a dozen others. The only ones he's trying to knock off now are the people whose testimony really set him up. But we'll get him before he does. Because he's just crazy enough to have set himself a very obvious little pattern in these 4 new murders.
Yeah, what kind of a pattern, Sergeant?
All the people around here. And in the order of their importance in the case.
Oh?
First was the Judge Henry Packham, who actually set the sentence.
Okay, Sergeant.
Then the Chief Prosecutor, Mr. Frederick Wallman.
Okay, Sergeant, that's all I need to know.
Then there was... Huh?
Well, Johnny?
Yeah, well, I guess you tipped me off, Doug, when you said something about her father getting fed up with her extravagance.
Her foster father?
Oh, yeah, she told us that herself, adopted. There was no real blood bond between them.
Mm.
So, I suppose it's no wonder she was taking him for all she could. And when she found he was going to pull back on the reins...
Well, I'm afraid her description of Bean is what stopped me. Too perfect. I mean, when a man suddenly barges in, knocks her down, and fires...
Yeah. 3 bullets into his skull. But when she said he was going to kill him, and we heard only 2 shots... Only 2, Doug.
Yeah. Johnny, you want me to go along with you?
Just, let me use your car.
Sure.
You mean you found the murderer, Johnny?
Yeah, Jeannie. And all the proof I need.
Oh, thank goodness. And did you kill him when you found him?
Kill?
Yes.
Him?
What?
Only one more thing I'd like to know.
Yes. Well, what is it, Johnny?
What you did with the gun.
Oh.
Well?
It's out in the little fish pond. Under the library when... Johnny, not a chance for me.
Not a chance. And I learned about women from her. Following Eric Bean's pattern, the police in Michigan were able to pick him up in less than 2 weeks before he could kill again. The expense account, the total, call it $500 even. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Constipation is something people don't talk about much, but it can be a problem for anyone, even doctors. And when constipation occurs, it's interesting to see just what doctors consider important about a laxative they might use or recommend. Well, a majority of the doctors we heard from had this to say.
A laxative should be effective, gentle, close to natural acting. A medicine that can be used with complete confidence.
Now, X-Lax has been popular with many doctors and millions of people over the years because pleasant-tasting chocolated X-Lax is effective. Overnight, it helps you toward your normal regularity. X-Lax is so gentle, so close to natural acting, there's no upset. That's why many doctors and millions of people use X-Lax with complete confidence. X-Lax, the laxative that helps you toward your normal regularity gently, overnight.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, the what goes matter is just what it sounds like, a real puzzler. So join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Dick Crenna, Frank Gerstle, Russell Thorson, Stacey Harris, James McCallion, Bill James, and Gus Bays. This is John Wall speaking.
Next, a study in terror entitled Nightman on Suspense on the CBS Radio Network.
590 WROW, Albany, New York. WROW in Albany, New York.
Johnny Dollar.
Well, it looks like one of our important clients is in pretty serious trouble.
Oh, who?
I don't know.
You what?
Nope, haven't the least idea.
Well, what kind of trouble?
I don't know.
Oh, now, wait a minute,
Johnny,
Earl.
I don't know who, what, where, when, or why.
But, Earl...
So you'd better come on out here and give me a hand. Somebody better.
Well, no, look here,
According
Earl.
to this timetable, you can get down to New York just about in time to make a 6:30 jet flight.
But unless I know what it's all
I'll
about...
meet your plane at the airport here in L.A.
What? Now, look... huh? Earl? Hello? Okay, baby, you're paying for it.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Tri-State Life and Casualty Insurance Company, Los Angeles office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the What Goes matter. Expense account item 1, $183.40, cab to Bradley Field, a plane to New York, and one of the jet flights to Los Angeles. The flight was good all the way, and we made the transcontinental part of the trip in a shade under 5 hours, and man, that's traveling. At L.A. International, as I climbed down the steps out of the plane, I could see Earl Pullman waiting for me, over behind the steel fence that separates the main building from the field itself. And then, walking up the long covered ramp along with the other passengers, but I didn't remember having seen this particular man on board.
Sorry, mister.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, very clumsy of me, though, and I apologize for not watching where I... Say, aren't you Mr. Johnny Dollar?
Maybe.
No, tell me. Are you Johnny Dollar?
Well, now, look.
Are you? Please tell me.
Oh, yeah, but who are you?
Come on, Mr. Dollar. Come along with me.
Yeah, where and why?
This is hardly the place to talk.
Talk? What about?
Just come along, please.
Hi there, Johnny.
Oh, hi, Earl.
Over here.
Yeah, right. Now, listen, mister, whoever you...
I am clumsy, and I'm afraid my timing's bad.
Just a minute, hey.
Later, Dollar, later.
Yeah, right over here, Johnny.
Now, we'll clear your baggage and hop into my car and be on our merry. How are you, boy?
Well, all right, I guess. Yeah, fine, Earl, fine.
Well, you don't look it. What's the matter, Johnny?
Well, I just want to be sure I still have my wallet. I don't get it.
Well, I'm sure I don't.
Coming up the ramp, Earl, the well-known jostle.
Jostle?
Yeah, the old pickpocket's trick. Bump into you so as to divert your attention while he or somebody else lifts your wallet.
Oh?
Nothing's missing, I guess.
Well, maybe whoever it was did just accidentally bump into.
I might believe that if he didn't stop and...
If he didn't what, Johnny? Now, what's all the big mystery?
Well, Earl, I wish I knew. But now what's this big mysterious trouble of yours?
Well, this is hardly the place to talk.
That's what he said.
What?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Anyhow, we'll pick up your luggage, and I'll tell you what I know, or rather, what I don't know on the way in. Oh, yeah, we love it out here, Johnny. Bought ourselves a nice new home out on Bundy Drive in West L.A., actually Brentwood.
Yeah, but what
and
goes
my
with
office
this,
is right nearby Westwood. It's really another section of West L.A.
So tell me what
and
goes.
of course, Mike said to tell you that she'll expect you to park yourself in our guest room. Unless you have other plans?
Well, it depends. It depends on what it is you've called me out here for.
Well, I really don't know.
Huh?
Johnny, I got this phone call early this afternoon. Now, he wouldn't give me his name, but he swore by all that's good and holy that he's a client of ours.
He
said that we wrote his life insurance policy. That was before I came out here, of course, for $350,000.
Oh.
Yes. And he was so sincere and so worried about something that I was sure it wasn't just a gag.
Well,
I guess that's pretty obvious since I wasted no time in calling you and asking you to come all the way out here.
Yeah, well, what else did he tell you?
Cigarette?
No, thanks. I have some of my own.
Oh, here, smoke one of these.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Light? Here you are.
Thanks. But now, what else did he say?
Only that if I didn't send for you immediately, have you come out here and see him, we might very shortly lose him.
You mean he expects to die? I mean, be killed by somebody?
Well, what do you think? And that's all he'd say.
And he wouldn't tell you who he was?
No.
But I wonder why. And if he expects me to go to him...
Or maybe, of course, he plans to contact you some way now that you're here.
Hey, that man back at the...
Huh?
But look, if his life is in danger, something like that, well, what if I hadn't come? Or what if I'd come too late? Now, look, what goes, Earl? It just doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so maybe it was a gag. Maybe I did fall for a gag.
Well, it's not a very likely sort of a gag. And if that man at the airport, I mean, if whoever this client is does know that I've come here...
What?
And yet, if he is in danger, I mean, if he was the man who called you... Wait a minute. The minute he saw you there to meet me, the way he bumped into me again and then got lost in the crowd...
Johnny...
But he didn't take my wallet or anything else that I can think of.
You're not making any sense, you know.
Oh, yeah, I know. But as I said before...
What goes?
Yeah.
More important, what'll you do?
What else? Wait and see what happens.
How are your children going to dress up this Halloween? As clowns, ballet dancers, skeletons, hobos, cowboys? Whatever their costumes may be sure you snap their picture before they go out as well as when they're making their rounds through the neighborhood. But be sure you have lots of Sylvania Blue Dot flashbulbs on hand, because only with Flash can you catch all the fun, color, and excitement of Halloween. Only with Flash, both inside and outdoors, even after dark, can you get all the sharp, clear details. Then, too, Flash bulbs work with any film, any time, anywhere, with any camera. Pick up several packs of Sylvania Blue Dot flashbulbs, the world's largest selling brand today. Also, ask your dealer for Sylvania's lavishly illustrated 32-page flash guide book that's yours free with the purchase of just one pack of Blue Dots. But hurry, the big night to howl is next Monday. Have your camera and Sylvania Blue Dot flashbulbs ready and waiting. Now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Earl and his wife, Mike, that's right, Mike, have a mighty nice little house there on Bundy Drive in West Los Angeles. As usual with the Pormans, I felt completely at home, especially after cocktails, conversation, and a late but very good dinner. But I still wondered if I'd come out here on a wild goose chase.
What goes?
Yeah.
Well, now, wait a minute, Johnny. You mean that you think I made all this up just to get you out here to see us?
Well, I wouldn't put it beyond you, either of you.
Well, if he did, he certainly didn't tell me.
Yeah, but if he did, Mike, so help me, I'll hand him an expense account that'll stagger him.
No, really, Johnny, I swear to you. And listen.
Yeah.
If this unknown client of ours actually is in some kind of trouble...
Yeah, well, why didn't he tell you on the phone? And why didn't he give you his name? Why insist that only I get on the job?
I don't know, but now listen.
Oh, I'm listening.
If somebody is out to kill him, well, maybe that man who bumped you out at the airport, who tried to get you to go along with him...
Until he spotted you in the crowd when you called to me. But if he's one of your own clients...
Look, I haven't met 1/10 of our clients since I took over the office out here. And besides, what I'm trying to say is that maybe the man you saw out there isn't.
Huh?
Isn't what, dear?
Isn't the one who called me on the phone.
Oh?
What if he's the one who's out to get our client, who somehow knows you've come here to protect him, whose first job, then, will be to get you out of his way?
Oh, Johnny, if that's true...
Brother, what an imagination.
But, Johnny, it is a possibility.
You too, Mike.
Well, all I have to say is I hope you got a good look at that man out there.
Well, I did.
Because if he is gunning for you, Johnny...
I'll get it. Excuse me.
I'm perfectly serious, Johnny.
Well, don't be.
Hello? What?
Who is it?
What?
Huh?
Well, yes. I said yes. Yes, he is on...
Is that for me?
Just hold on a minute.
Well, who is it, Mike?
Well, it's for you, Johnny.
Okay.
But it's the funniest... Like he's trying to disguise his voice.
Johnny Dollar.
You're sure?
What?
That you're really Johnny Dollar? You swear it?
Well, sure, of course I'm sure.
All right. I'll have to chance it.
What
the... Listen, please.
Well, now, let's get one thing straight, mister. Are you the man
yes,
at the...
the man who bumped you at the airport. And I'm the one who called Poorman and begged him to have you come out here.
Who are you?
You must promise me that you won't tell him.
Why?
Because he doesn't know me. He doesn't know about me. And if he calls the police...
Well, now, why would he do that?
Because of my connection with the... No, listen, there isn't time.
Oh, wait, look, listen.
I thought that you'd be over here to see me before now.
Yeah?
Yes.
Well, you mind telling me how when I haven't the least idea who you are or where you are?
But when I bumped into you out there, Well, you see, I had anticipated that you might be met by someone, that I wouldn't have time to tell you why you... Well, when I bumped you that second time just before leaving you... You mean you haven't looked?
What?
You haven't looked in your...
Hello? Hello?
What is it, Johnny?
Yeah, what
Well,
goes?
this just doesn't make any sense at all. Oh, maybe it does.
Huh?
He didn't hang up that phone. It didn't sound like an ordinary disconnect. If those wires were cut... Yeah.
And you thought I was kidding you. Well, and did he tell you who he is?
Same one who phoned you. Same one I met there at the airport.
I mean his name.
No, he didn't.
Johnny, don't you think we ought to call the police?
That's the one thing he doesn't want. He doesn't want the police in on this whatever it is.
Any ideas, Johnny? I mean, about where to go from here?
Well, how can I when I don't even... give me a cigarette, huh?
Yeah, sure.
No, wait. I have some in the pocket of my top coat.
Oh, here. Smoke these.
Okay, thanks. Hey, Earl.
Yeah?
There's something very wrong here. Because if that phone line was cut, well, I have a hunch that that mysterious client of yours, unless we can somehow get to him first, isn't going to be long for this world.
But how to find out who he is?
Well, look, let's go on down to your office, go through your files on people who carry a lot of life insurance.
There may be hundreds of them, Johnny.
Well, if you do, wear your top coat, Johnny. I'll get it for you.
Yeah,
Joey
sure.
out there tonight.
Thanks. You said $350,000, Earl?
Well, that's what he told me.
Also, in spite of the fact you didn't write the policy, he was apparently afraid you might know him, or at least his name, who he is.
So?
So he was afraid you might call the police. But if he is in danger now... Well, come on, let's get to your office. So we went, and I poured through the files. Finally finished up about 2 in the morning. And there was nearly a dozen of Earl's clients in the $350,000 policy class. And the only way to find out which of them was in danger, needed protection, was to call them up, rouse them out of bed if they were at home, and talk to them. You know something? We could have saved a lot of time, maybe kept a killer from doing his work. If only I'd realized I'd been carrying the clue to our man's identity all the way from the airport. And if only I'd stopped bumming cigarettes from Earl Pullman. Yeah, figure that one out.
Maybe you're about to hit the jackpot. Maybe you're on the point of inheriting $500,000 or finding oil. Chances are, though, that none of these lovely things will happen. Chances are, if you want a bonanza in the future, you'll have to save for it. Now, there are a number of ways to do that. Some people stuff their mattresses, stash their cash behind a loose brick in the fireplace, or slip it under a floorboard. None of these methods make sense because that kind of money isn't making a cent for you. Not only that, it may get lost or stolen. Wouldn't you like your savings to make more money for you? Wouldn't you like to have them theft-proof, loss-proof in every way? Of course you would. And you can the United States Savings Bond way. Through the payroll savings plan where you work or the bond-a-month plan where you bank, $3 will get you 4 on maturity every time. Nicest thing of all, it's literally impossible to lose your money. If Baby tears your bonds into confetti and drops them out the window, you can recover your cash plus interest in United States Savings Bonds. Now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the What Goes matter.
No answer, Johnny?
No, I guess not, Earl. Either the Branfords aren't at home or they're too sleepy to get up.
Branford? J. Morton Branford? Is that who you're trying to call?
Yeah.
I should have remembered. They're always in Florida this time of year.
All right, then that leaves just one more on this list of big policy holders I made up. Let's see.
I was afraid this wouldn't get us anywhere.
Seelegger.
Except to annoy a lot of our rather... What'd you say?
Bernard Seelegger.
Barney Seelegger? Barney the Bum?
Barney the who?
Alias Barney the Butcher, alias Sea Legs Brown, alias half a dozen other things. Let me see that.
You know him? Who he is?
That's the one, all right. Johnny, the cops have been trying for months to locate this man.
No kidding.
Yes, in connection with a lot of narcotics running over the Mexican border.
Uh-huh.
So if he's our man wanting protection, just forget him. If somebody's out to knock him off, it'll be the greatest public service. What?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks as though your predecessor handed him insurance for $320,000.
Why, he must have been crazy, insuring a man like that, and for that amount, and look, only about 6 months ago.
Yeah? You'd rather see him dead and let the company pay off?
Well, you're darn right. Well, no, of course not. We've got to find him, Johnny, and somehow we've got to... But how and where?
Wait. Yeah, Lieutenant Spaulding, Jim Spaulding.
What?
He's an old pal of mine, narcotics squad. Here, let me have that phone. By the time they got Jim Spaulding out of bed and put him on through the switchboard, a lot of precious time had been wasted. But that just couldn't be helped.
You're right, Johnny. And listen, Barney Seelegger tried to call me earlier in the day, only I was down near the border.
He tried calling you?
Well, nobody knows it, least of all the regular police. Well, that's the reason he didn't want Earl Pullman to know. We don't dare take a chance on any leaks.
But wait, look...
But Barney is of more help to us in this narcotics racket than any man alive. And if somebody's trying to knock him off... look, did he give you his present address?
No.
Well, then I'll have to dig it up.
Oh, when you do, give it to me, huh?
Yeah, I'll have one of the boys call you back after I'm on my way.
Okay, the number here is... Hello? Hello? Oh, just how does he know where to call me back?
I heard all that, Johnny, and if he's swung to the side of the law, it's more important than ever that we... Now, you can give me a cigarette. You've smoked all mine.
Mm-hmm. Side pocket of my top coat there.
Okay.
Now, let me see. Let me see if I can get Lieutenant Spaulding back. Oh, what's the matter?
Well, this card in your pocket with the cigarettes.
Card? What card?
It's the address of some blonde or redhead you plan to call
Yeah,
on.
let me see that.
On Bundy Drive, too. Just half a dozen blocks north of where we live.
Earl, look, don't you see? He told me that when he bumped into me the second time... Don't you see, your pal Barney slipped this into my pocket in case he... 12124 North Bundy Drive. Okay, you call headquarters. Have him tell the lieutenant I'm on my way to this address.
Well, now, Johnny...
In your car. 12124 North Bundy was a small, solid-looking house almost hidden by the remains of a neglected orange grove. There were no lights on, but I went up to the front door and knocked. No answer. And, of course, it was possible that Barney Seeliger had called me from somewhere else. But this was the address he'd been so careful to slip into my pocket. Then I noticed where the power and telephone lines led over to a service box at a rear corner of the house.
Yeah, that's right. Now, don't move.
So who's moving?
So I cut the phone line so he couldn't call for help in case he seen what I was... A gun, huh? Thanks. Maybe I can use an extra one. Maybe on you. So, who are you?
Oh, I'm just out for a moonlight stroll. You care to join me?
Wise guy! Just keep them hands up over your head.
Oh, sure.
You a copper?
No.
Huh? I asked you. Oh, maybe you are. Maybe I'll give you the same treatment that Stooley's getting inside there. You want to see? You want to see what you got coming after I'm sure he's dead? And just walk. In front of me. Yeah. To the corner window there.
And he showed me one of the most ingenious and diabolical instruments of murder I've ever seen. In the window was a small, compact air conditioner. But instead of pumping air in through it, he blocked it off, except for a small aperture. And leading to this was a piece of pipe, a pipe connected to a gas line. So instead of taking in air, it was pumping raw gas into that room.
That's right. He's sound asleep. The other window, I seen him take a couple of sleeping pills like he always does when he's scared. When he's dead. I disconnect this line and nobody knows the difference.
No.
The air conditioner cleans out the air, and by the time they find that Stooley's dead body, nobody knows how it happened to him. Locked up there inside his own... Oh, no, you don't.
I can try, baby.
I'll kill you. All right. All right, now, mister. You should have known better.
Yeah? Well, you just listen.
Yeah? Because now I'm going to kill you with your own gun. Now!
Dollar! Johnny Dollar!
It's okay, Lieutenant.
Oh, what goes, Johnny? You knew I was coming up here. Why didn't you... Hey, what's this?
Yeah, you better shut off that gas. And hope that your pal Barney in there is still with us. Yeah, Barney was still alive, but barely. Which is more than you can say for his would-be assassin. One of the lieutenant's bullets had caught him square in the head. So, that is that. Expense account total, including incidentals, and the trip home to Hartford, $368.50. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Constipation is something people don't talk about much, but it can be a problem for anyone, even doctors. And when constipation occurs, it's interesting to see just what doctors consider important about a laxative they might use or recommend. Well, a majority of the doctors we heard from had this to say.
A laxative should be effective, gentle, close to natural acting. A medicine that can be used with complete confidence.
Now, X-Lax has been popular with many doctors and millions of people over the years because pleasant-tasting chocolated X-Lax is effective. Overnight, it helps you toward your normal regularity. X-Lax is so gentle, so close to natural acting, there's no upset. That's why many doctors and millions of people use X-Lax with complete confidence. X-Lax, the laxative that helps you toward your normal regularity gently, overnight.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a super salesman selling death. But he's not the only one doing a selling job. You've heard the expression, it takes a crook to catch a crook. Well, I'm afraid that's exactly what gets me into trouble on this one. I mean, on account of in order to catch him, I try a little selling myself. I mean, after all, when the potential customer is a beautiful blonde, who wouldn't? That is, until a killer comes in. Then trouble and nothing else but. So join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Vic Perrin, Forrest Lewis, Frank Gerstle, and Chet Stratton. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is John Wall speaking.
Next, a taut drama of Hollywood homicide as Suspense follows on the CBS Radio Network.
WROW in Albany, New York.
Johnny Dollar.
Pat McCracken, Johnny, Universal Adjustment Bureau.
Well, good for you, Pat. Just keep it up.
Now, what's that mean?
2 assignments in 1 week? Fine.
Oh, 1 week and 1 day.
So I still like it. What goes this time?
Johnny, how old are you?
Just exactly 30... Huh? Why?
Still young enough to remember how you felt and acted when you were a young punk, huh?
Sure.
But I hope you were a better sort than the one we have to deal with in this matter. And yet, on the other hand, well, you know the saying, it takes a crook to catch a crook.
Huh?
So maybe we'd be better off if you'd been an A-1 delinquent when you were a pup.
Do you mind telling me what you're yammering about?
But I suppose you were a good boy.
Well, I was no mama's boy, if that's what you mean.
Oh, I mean no real trouble with the law. No stretch in a reform school, no hoodlum gang, no good contacts, experience, that sort of thing.
Pat.
No, I guess not. It's kind of too bad, though.
You mean if I had a nice black record, I'd be just right for this whatever you have in mind.
And yet, on the other hand,
Oh,
Johnny...
come on, Pat. Start making sense, will you? Well?
Yes.
All right.
Culpepper Walker, Mono Guarantee Insurance Company. Do you know him?
In their office in Little Rock, yeah.
Good. Fly on out and see him, will you, Johnny?
Because of some trouble with some kid?
That's right.
Okay.
Just a kid, Johnny. But if what Walker says about him is true, if you expect to get anywhere with this boy...
Yeah?
You'd better take along a pair of brass knuckles, a length of chain, maybe a switchblade knife.
Oh, that kind, huh?
That kind. A real bad one.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Mono Guarantee Insurance Company, Little Rock office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Bad One matter. Expense account item 1, $2 for a cab to Bradley Field. Item 2, $81.10 airfare to New York to Little Rock, Arkansas. The plane had left New York at 6 p.m. At 8:50 Central Time, we set down at Little Rock Municipal Airport. There have been a lot of changes since the year 1772 when a guy named Bernard de la Harpe stopped here and tagged the place after an outcropping of rock on the south bank of the Arkansas River. Yeah, it's an interesting town with its modern air-conditioned buildings of chrome and glass, its busy streets and busy people. And at the same time, its beautiful residential section, fine homes, plenty of trees and gardens and hedges and lawns that stay a lush green throughout the year. Not far away are well-cultivated farms and dense forests. And along the river, lots of rich bottomland, much of it loaded with cotton. Any kind of crime just doesn't seem right in this area. As soon as I got settled, I called Culpepper Walker, made a date with him, and then early the next morning met him at his office where he got down to business.
No, Dollar, not right here in town, but in one of the outlying precincts, I guess you call it. Section they call Milltown.
Oh, I see.
And his name is Pete McGuire. Works in a cotton mill. He's 18, 19 years old. And he's the only one knows who killed Mr. Brierly.
Brierly?
Ambrose W. Brierly, client of ours. Insured for near $50,000. And his business partners in the mill are also clients. Very important ones.
Mm-hmm. Well, what happened?
Monday night of last week, Mr. Brierly was driving along with the payroll for the cotton mill, like I said, over in Milltown. That's east of here.
Yeah?
Somebody ran his car off the road, bashed in his head, and took the payroll, some $17,000 in cash.
He was carrying all that money around alone at night?
Well, he'd taken it out of the bank here in town just before the bank closed. He started out for the mill. But he'd had some trouble with his car, with one of the front wheels, and he had to stop and have it fixed. By the time he got on the road again, it was nearly dark.
Well, tell me, you sure he didn't just swerve off the road by himself?
No, he was shoved off by another car. Tire marks, the skid marks, showed just how it happened. Chief Andy Fisher of the Milltown Police Department checked that out.
I see. Well, could the police identify the killer's car by those tire marks?
No, sir. And that's where the McGuire boy comes in.
How do you mean?
I mean, he was caught running away from the scene. Not more than, well, couldn't have been more than 1 or 2 minutes after it happened.
Caught by whom?
Well, police car. Chief himself was in it. Just checking the beat out there. He chased the kid down and brought him in for questioning.
Well?
Nothing.
Nothing? What do you mean, nothing?
All they could get out of that tough young punk was absolutely nothing.
Well, then, what am I supposed to do if the police haven't been able to get anything out of him?
Well, you could try, can't you?
But it's a matter for the police.
If it wasn't for Mr. Brierly's partners.
Now, what do they got to do with it?
Their insurance. Insurance on the cotton mill. Thousands of dollars in premiums every year.
So?
Well, I can't afford to lose it, Dollar.
Well, so why
and
should
they're the ones, his partners, who insisted that I get you out here to investigate.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Mr. Dollar? Johnny?
Okay, Culpepper. I'll see what I can do. Item 3, $50 deposit on a rental car, and I drove over to Milltown, to the one-room police headquarters in the city hall.
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnny. I was right there at the scene of the murder in my prowl car, right after it happened.
Oh? How come, Chief?
Man at the bank had told me about Mr. Brierly's car trouble. Getting dark, light rain falling, and Mr. Brierly toting all that money. Well, I thought I'd better make sure he'd gotten to the mill all right, so I started out that way. But what happens?
All right, what happens?
I got there to Spring Road crossing, and there's his car in the ditch, and another car tearing away up the road.
Oh?
And this young Pete McGuire trying to get his motorcycle started and get away from there. Kind of he seen me arriving on the scene. So when I found Mr. Brierly's dying there in his car, I grabbed the kid. Yeah, if only I'd have had sense enough to follow up that other car.
Now, you're sure this Pete McGuire didn't do it?
Well, of course he said he didn't. And that was before he clammed up like now when he won't say anything. And he also asked me, didn't I see that other car that left a couple of minutes before I arrived?
Well, Chief, that doesn't prove...
And there was another thing, Miss Johnny. You could still see by the tracks how that other car had shoved old Mr. Brierly's car off the road. Doc Hamper come along about that time. And
Could you read those tire marks?
No, sir. But Doc and I could still read the tracks from that Pete McGuire cycle. So he come along after the other car left.
All right, I see.
But he must have seen who was in that other car, so he knows who did it.
Oh, well, now, wait.
I'm sure of it, Mr. Johnny, because of what Mr. Brierly said.
What he said? When?
Well, laying there in his car, dying, thinking the doc was Pete standing there. And he kept saying over and over.
And Peter, you saw it. You tell him, boy. You tell him who did it. You saw it, boy, so you tell him. You tell him.
Yes, sir, Miss Johnny. Over and over again. He said it, and then he died.
I see.
So he knew that Pete McGuire saw who killed him and robbed him.
Well, maybe.
Of course he did. That no good kid.
Why is he no good, Chief?
Why? Well, how should I know why, Mr. Johnny, except that he wouldn't go to school, he was a town bum, his ma never knowed where he was at. The most work he ever done was pushing a pool cue.
Oh, well, now, most kids...
That boy has been a troublemaker all of his life. 10, 15 times I tried to get him to send him to reform school.
Hey, you really don't like him, do you?
Nothing but trouble out of him.
And I take it he doesn't exactly go for you.
Huh?
Maybe a cop hater even, huh?
Yes, sir. That's right. A cop hater. Just like his old man was. Like his old man taught him before I had to kill him one night in a robbery.
Pete's old man?
They ought to send this cheap punk up to the pen. But first I got to find out who killed Mr. Brierly.
Of course you're holding him, Chief.
On what?
Material witness, withholding evidence. There must be some way.
Oh, with him claiming he's blacked out and don't remember anything? So that Percy Van Ashworthy Tetweiler upstairs...
Percy Van who? What?
The public defender. Got the judge to release Pete McGuire on his own recognizing or whatever it is.
Recognizance.
Yes, sir. So McGuire's out and free as a bird. But if he tries to run up before I can get him up before the jury...
Oh, Chief, lots of
But
kids.
don't you worry, Mr. Johnny. Everybody on that jury are my friends. So they'll lock him up, all right.
Yeah, I see. Be a kind of revenge, huh? Because he won't cooperate with you.
Now, look, Mr. Don.
Or maybe just because he's a cop hater. Where'll I find this Percy Van, this public defender?
Upstairs in his office. But do you think he could get anything out of that kid?
Well, now, as the kid's defender, do you think he'll tell you if he did?
But if he did, and you find out, you got to tell me.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Mr. Johnny, I am not going out of here with a punk kid making me look like a fool. All these years working to keep order here in Middletown, having to retire a few months from now. Yeah, and going out no richer than when I was walking a beat. So maybe I'll have to live with some of my relatives somewhere out west. But you think I'm going to leave with this kid making a fool out of me?
I'll see you later.
To paraphrase Gilbert and Sullivan, an announcer's lot is not a happy one. Well, not always. Want to know why? Tell you why. Take this safe driving business. Do you have any idea how many times my confreres and I have begged on bended microphone to have begged people not to kill themselves on the highways? Now, once and for all, let's get together on this. Let's understand one another. Unless you want a pack of frustrated announcers on your conscience, slow down and curb highway carnage. If you don't care about yourself, at least have a little consideration for us. And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Bad One Matter.
Percy Van Ashworthy Tetweiler was hardly what his name might have implied.
And, call me Tet, will you, Johnny? I don't like the name Percy any more than I imagine you do.
Yeah, sure, Tet.
Now, as I was saying, in spite of the chief's feelings about him and all the trouble he had with Pete's father, well, put it this way. That poor ignorant kid has had the odds against him ever since the day he was born. His father was no good.
So I understand.
His mother was an alcoholic. And because he's always been a stupid little runt, the other kids always bullied him.
Oh?
Yes, and when they'd pull a job, none of them very serious, I'll grant you, they'd leave him behind so that he'd be the one to get caught for their mischief and petty thieveries. He didn't dare peach on them or they'd beat him up. And the chief never let up on him. So he's hated cops, hated anything that had to do with law and order.
Which includes you.
Yes, I'm afraid so, in spite of my attempts to get close to him.
And even you haven't been able to get him to talk.
I've tried everything, Johnny, from sugar-coated kindness to the worst threats I could think of. Everything short of Chief Fisher's heavy-handed methods.
Oh? You mean the good old third degree, the rubber hose tactics and things like that?
Well, of course, the chief denies it.
Oh, sure he does.
And don't forget, I'm the one who got the judge to let him out on his own recognizance.
Why?
In the hope he'd open up to me. But to Pete, I'm still the law. Just as much as Chief Fisher and Judge Thurber.
Weren't you taking a big chance on his running away?
But he hasn't.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Won't do any good to ask him. Believe me, won't do any good to ask him anything. Now, look out there, out the window. Here he comes now.
Pete McGuire?
Yes.
Okay, give me a try.
What?
Yeah, look, don't tell him who I am, what I'm here for.
Johnny, if I thought you could do any good...
Believe me, I can...
But don't you see, unless he talks, the jury, all of them friends of Chief Fisher, and if he tries to run...
Now, listen, I'm no friend of yours, see? Maybe I'm a troublemaker, a con artist.
What?
Yeah, you want me out of town. You threatened to have me locked up if I... Hey, wait, here he comes.
But, Johnny, I'm afraid I don't...
Yeah, okay, you just try and do it, see? I got a right to make a living, and unless you got some formal charge against me...
All right now, Mr. Tetweiler.
Pete, come in.
Now, listen, Tetweiler...
You, sit down, Dollar. Sit down.
Yeah, make me.
If I have to, No, Pete. Pete, do you want to talk now?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir, I sure do.
Well, if that's all you got to say to me...
No, Dollar. Stay, I'm not through with you.
That's what you think.
Well, Pete?
Public defender, huh?
That's right. And that's why
You're
I've tried
all trying to trick me is all.
What?
So you got me out of the clink, huh?
That's right.
So's now you think I don't know I'm being followed all the time? By that chief of police or one of his men all the time wherever I go? And I think I know why, sir.
But the chief promised me, Pete.
Yeah, the chief promised you. You believe that dirty cop? I tell you, Mr. Tetweiler, you get him off my tail.
Now, listen, Pete. And don't you see, if you just tell me what you know about the murder of old Mr. Brierly... Pete? Pete, please, boy. Pete, listen to me. If you're trying to protect someone by holding back...
Did I say I was? I say I really know anything?
Well, the chief says you do. Well? Oh, Pete, for the... Look, you're in trouble, boy.
I'll get out of it my own way.
No one's really proved you didn't kill him. So unless you tell me what you know...
You just keep that cop off my tail.
Hey, wait a minute, kid.
Pete, come back here.
See you later, Ted.
No, Dollar, come back here.
Drop it. Hey, wait a minute, kid. Hey, Pete, your name?
What's it to you?
So you don't like the cops either, huh?
Either?
Got a tail on you, huh? You want to learn how to shake a tail from an expert?
Expert, huh?
Yeah, that's right, me.
He called you Dollar, huh? Oh, that's a good name. Sounds like money.
Oh, yeah, baby, yeah. Maybe plenty of money. And maybe I can use some help in this burg, huh?
Help in what?
Well, now, just wait. Talk here in City Hall with the cops liable to show. Hey, you got a car?
I got a cycle.
All right, good. I got a car, a good one. So tell me where to meet you, huh?
You don't care if the cops are following me, if they follow you, too?
You think I couldn't shake them?
Maybe.
All right, you head for wherever you want me to meet you, see?
Now,
and
listen.
if I spot somebody following, Pete, I'll shake them so easy.
You sure of that?
Sure, I'm sure. Then I'll meet you wherever you say, huh?
Because if they find out where I'm hiding out, you sure you won't tell them?
Look, I promise I give you my word. Well...
7 Mile Road, out beyond Spring Road at the railroad crossing.
Yeah?
You better hide your car. There are lots of trees.
Yeah.
Now, you walk in the gully on this side of the tracks. Then you see a little tool shack on the side. I'll be there.
Okay. I don't know how soon, Pete. If we're tailed, I may have to lead him away. But I'll see you, huh? We were tailed, all right. And I could see by whom. And I wondered. To keep him from following Pete, I had to let the boy go on ahead. It was nearly an hour later then by the time I got to the tool shack. And I thought I'd lost the man who was tailing me. There was no padlock and a heavy hasp on the door of the tool shack.
So y'all come on in, Mr. Johnny.
Johnny?
That's right, Johnny Dollar, the big eye.
Oh, I see.
So they brung you here to try to make me talk, huh?
The insurance company, Pete, not the law, not the police.
No?
No.
I know all about you, Mr. Johnny. I long admire you for a long time. I hear that you was coming here. Oh, I hear lots of things, Mr. Johnny. And I hear you coming here. I figure maybe you can...
Help you, Pete? But unless I know whatever it is you know about that murder...
Maybe I can tell you.
Come on, Pete, try.
But I couldn't tell the police. I'd tell any of them. I'd tell that defender you talking to. They don't believe me. You think they believe me over that chief, Mr. Johnny? You think they do?
Oh, Pete, you must have a pretty sour idea of justice.
And that chief, he run this town. And he liked to kill me. Like he killed my old man. He don't like him. Only he killed me because he'd say he'd catch me trying to run away.
Now, Pete, you listen to
and
me.
I don't really know who killed that Mr. Briley. But I think I know, and that's why I don't dare say what I think to that chief or to anybody.
But when you saw the killer's car, heading away from the place...
But, Mr. Johnny, the only one I see is the police car when it comes from the direction of the mill.
From the direction of the mill?
So I really don't know. But that chief say I do, and if I try and answer the questions...
Oh, wait,
they
Pete.
trick questions. Like that chief trying to make me answer when he come there and see me there.
Pete, listen.
And I tell you, they only let me loose so they can make me try and run away. Then that chief, he can kill me, and nobody see it's wrong.
Wait a minute.
And he'd do it, too. And that's
Chetweiler.
why I gotta hide
He
away
himself
from
said
anybody.
that.
Yes, Dollar. The chief had me let him go in the hopes he'd have confidence in me. Talk to me.
The chief had let him go. Sure. Maybe it was to get an excuse to kill him if he ran. And that other car, Pete saw no other car. So how would the chief know one had left the scene a couple of minutes before he got there? And there were other things.
You think I'm going to retire with this kid making a fool out of me?
Pride of an old man who's been running the town.
Yeah, and going away no richer than when I was walking a beat.
Oh, but he'd be rich enough with that 17,000 payroll. Sure. And meantime, he knew that Pete McGuire, in his ignorance of justice and his fear, didn't dare to say what he suspected, didn't dare accuse this man he thought would kill him with impunity. Yeah, and that everyone connected with the law was against him.
They're all against me, and so I want to live, Mr. Johnny. I can't tell nobody, not even you.
Maybe you don't need to, Pete.
And besides, I only think I know who killed Mr. Briley.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure. As sure as I... Huh? Hey, Pete, that smell.
Coal oil.
Yeah, kerosene. Hey, look. Soaking in around this door. It's blocked. Somebody's jammed something into that hasp out there.
Mr. Johnny, fire! Now they're smoking this fire.
You're right.
Winds is locked in here. We'll be burned alive.
Keep talking, Pete. He forgot the hinges are inside this door.
What's it?
Keep talking while I pull the pins out of those things.
We're dying here. We're going to be cooked alive in here, Mr. Johnny.
Here's one.
We're going to burn up in here,
Here's the
Mr.
other.
Johnny. We're going to be cooked alive.
Come on, Pete. Come on.
Mr. Johnny, we're going to die.
All right, Chief.
Mr. Dollar?
Yeah, that's right.
I see this shack on fire.
Yeah, well, you set this fire. There's further cover-up for having killed Mr. Brierly.
This boy told you that. I'll kill him, too.
Oh, no, you won't, Chief.
Put away that gun. I'll kill you, too.
Oh, no. Chief! You miss you, Pete?
I'm all right, sir.
Oh.
So you killed old man Brierly.
Mr. Dollar.
And if this boy did know. But until you were sure he did, and you kept him too scared to talk. All right, Chief, you want to write and sign a confession?
But if my people found out I
Or
did...
shall I use this gun of yours on you?
No, please.
Be justice, though, wouldn't it? Well?
No. Oh, yes, sir. I'll sign the confession.
Okay, then. Up on your feet. Up on your feet! Yeah, pretty smart. Using that poor ignorant kid as a means to keep any suspicion away from himself. But believe me, not smart enough. Expense account total, including hotel expenses, the rental car, and the trip back to Hartford, $231.20. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Catching a cold? Well, I guess most everyone knows that the smart thing to do when you feel a cold coming on is to get plenty of rest. But there are some days when no matter how miserable you feel, you just can't stay in bed. And if tomorrow is one of those big days and your cold is complicated by constipation, well, that's when you'll appreciate X-Lax most. You see, X-Lax has the qualities doctors consider most important in a laxative. It's gentle, effective, and close to natural acting. Taken at bedtime, X-Lax won't disturb sleep. It works effectively, overnight, to help you toward your normal regularity. And X-Lax is so close to natural acting, there's no upset or discomfort. So gentle, it's even recommended for children. So, if tomorrow's a big day for you, if you have a cold and need a laxative too, take X-Lax, a laxative with the qualities a doctor would recommend. X-Lax. Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, the double deal matter, and I give you one guess about who comes out at the short end of it. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Larry Dobkin, James McCallion, Forrest Lewis, Russell Thorson, and Sam Edwards. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is John Wall speaking.
This is the CBS Radio Network. You're tuned to Radio 590 WROW in Albany, New York.
Time now for yours truly, Johnny Dollar. The next half hour has its baggage packed to take a trip with America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator, Johnny Dollar. At Insurance Investigation, he's just an expert. At making out his expense account, he's an absolute genius.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office, American Pioneer Life Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. Attention, W.K. Green, General Manager. The following is an accounting of my expenditures in the case of Barton Drake, or how I played ducks and drakes with a drake who ducked. Expense account, item 1. $100 I'm charging you for 1 hour's sleep I missed answering your telephone call at 9 o'clock in the morning. Expense account, item 2. $1.50. I had to go out for breakfast. The Easter Bunny didn't leave me any eggs. Item 3, cab fare to your office, $1. Tip the driver, $1.
Good morning, Johnny.
Why don't we make that good night sometime soon? Shall we, Chickie?
Well, I've had to type up some of your expense accounts. I think maybe an evening with you might be fun. But business first. Old Stonewall's waiting for you.
Oh, hasn't he gotten out of that military kick yet?
No, he still thinks he's a general. But to me, he's still just what he was before he ever went into the Army.
His belts never stopped fighting the battle of the businessman's bulge, huh? Well, forward march. Good morning, Mr. Green, sir. Mr. Dollar reporting as ordered, sir.
Addie, Oh, yeah. What's this saluting and heel clicking about?
Oh, I thought you might be homesick for some military courtesy.
Yeah, I'd be surprised to get any kind of courtesy from you. But we're not paying you to be polite. Sit down. Here. I got a job for you. Here. I had a copy made of the file in that case. You can take it with you.
Thanks. Barton Drake, huh? Oh, yeah, I remember him. Let's see. Life insurance, $30,000. Beneficiary, Mrs. Barton Drake. Well, what is it? Is he dead or just dying?
Neither, we hope.
Well, if you'll pardon a little before-noon philosophy, just by living, a man is slowly dying of old age.
We have a statistical department to worry about that, Dollar. Your job is to find this man, Barton Drake.
Okay. What's the story?
And as far as the company is concerned, the story started one night just short of 7 years ago.
Oh, that would make it 1942.
Yes, the same year I was called upon to fight for my country.
Yeah. In the insurance division, Pentagon Building, Washington, D.C.
Huh?
But don't get me wrong. Those who served can be just as proud of what they did as those who fought. As you were saying.
I merely used the word fight as a general term.
Yes, General. Barton Drake, one night about 7 years ago?
Yes. When we issued the life policy on Drake, he listed his occupation as that of hardware store proprietor.
Hardware? As I recall it, he specialized in unregistered pistols, handcuff keys, and hacksaws. And if I'm not wrong, at the time he disappeared, he was under suspicion of grand larceny and wanted for assault with intent to kill a police officer.
Yeah, that's right. At the time, he was suspected of a number of large robberies.
Yeah. Refresh me on that cop shooting. How'd that happen?
You remember. When the police arrived at the house to pick him up, he opened fire from the bedroom window, made a dash for it out of the back to his own car. There was a chase during which the car skidded and went through the rail of a bridge into the river.
Oh, yes. Now I remember, yeah. They never did recover the body or the loot. All they got back was a wet Buick.
Dollar, that was 7 years ago. At least it will be 7 years in 1 more week. At that time, Barton Drake will be declared legally dead by the probate court. His wife has already instituted proceedings.
And when the court says she's a widow, she says, I want my $30,000, and you have to pay it, right?
Exactly. But we're not going to pay that $30,000 if we can help it. At 9 o'clock this morning, the Missing Persons Bureau of the New York Police Department called us and gave us reason to hope that Drake is still alive.
What happened? Did they see him in a crystal ball?
You don't know how close to the truth you came, Dollar.
Oh?
The Missing Persons boys have a new habit these days. Whenever there's a television show where there's a public crowd involved, they watch it. Last night, they think they spotted Barton Drake at the prize fights. Now, that's all we've got to go on, but we think he's alive and that he's somewhere in New York.
Well, that's a start, anyway. I know where to find New York. Expense account, item 4, $7. Mileage, Hartford to New York. I stopped in Bridgeport to soak up a dish of coffee and whatever information there might be in the insurance file. Of the two, the coffee was the stronger. All I learned from the file was Drake's physical measurements, the birthplace of his mother, his wife's maiden name, the last known quotation on his blood pressure, and his home address in Manhasset, Long Island, to which I went. The house had a $40,000 look about it, and its grounds were being manicured by a gardener who had a $12 a day look about him.
Yes, sir?
I'd like to see Mrs. Drake. Here's my card.
Yes, sir. Step in, please.
Thank you.
If you wait here in the hall, sir, I'll go tell her you're here.
The maid had a $40 a week look about her and completed the picture of prosperity. For a hardware merchant, Barton Drake had died leaving his wife living a soft life. Either that or he was still alive and not giving his wife grounds for divorce on the basis of non-support. Or she was that certain kind of gal who wouldn't have any trouble making that certain kind of man get up that certain kind of money. And when I saw her, I knew not only that I couldn't afford her, but that Drake probably hadn't been able to, which probably led to his undoing. Just to give you an idea, she was wearing a diamond necklace and a negligee, and it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mr. Dollar?
Mrs. Drake?
Yes, Stella Drake. I'm having breakfast. Won't you come in and join me?
Well, I'll join you, but no breakfast. I just had a tomato surprise. Lunch.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't mean me. Come on, right in here. Are you sure you won't have some breakfast?
No, thanks. I couldn't bring myself to hurt that poor, tired trout you've got there.
Oh, please. That's a genuine English kipper.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I didn't recognize it without its monocle.
Oh, you're more fun than an eye-opener. I should have you around when I get up every day.
Well, I have something to tell you that should make you really feel good.
You don't mean that bunch of stuffed shirts at the insurance company have decided to give me my money without going through all that fuss at probate court?
Oh, I've got better news than that. You may not get that money. But we think you have a good chance of getting your husband back.
What?
Yeah, the New York police think they saw him last night. Alive. maybe I was wrong. Maybe that doesn't make you happy.
Why, yes. Yes, of course it makes me happy, but to live without a man for 7 years and then have a stranger just sit across the table and calmly tell you he's alive, it's just too much. Tell me, where did they find him?
They didn't. They think they spotted him at the fights they were watching on television. I imagine they're looking for him. I know I am.
Well, it's impossible. If he were alive and back in New York, he'd come to me.
That's what I was hoping, Mrs. Drake.
Well, I don't believe it. Why would he do a thing like that to me? Why would he make me suffer all these years? I think you'd better go now. I've got to be alone. I've got to think. Oh, Barton, why? Why? Please, Mr. Dollar. I want to be alone.
I figured if she wanted to be alone, it was for a good reason. Because that lather she'd gotten into was strictly from soap opera. She flooded me to the door on a tide of tears. Once outside, I picked up the hedge clippers the gardener had conveniently left near the front walk and pruned the telephone wires leading into the house. Then I took a plant on the place from the other side of the street. I figured Mrs. Drake would want to share her troubles with somebody, and with the phone wires cut, she'd have to leave the house to do it, giving me a chance to follow her. And that's the way it worked out. She led me someplace, all the way into New York City, but not to Barton Drake. That would have been too easy. Once in Manhattan, she headed for a drugstore and a telephone booth. I slipped into the phone booth beside hers. I got the receiver off the hook and my nickel in the slot in time to use an old trick of mine. As she dialed, I tried to duplicate it with my phone. She dialed. And I dialed. I was just one number behind her all the way. When she was through dialing, I held off dialing the last number on my phone until she got an answer. And then I let it go. The number she was calling was busy. There was still room for coincidence, but it was good enough for me. I jotted down the number I'd gotten out of my little telephone game of tag and then listened.
I've got to see you right away. We're in trouble. All right, I'll meet you in 20 minutes. The usual place.
The usual place turned out to be the usual place to meet trains, Grand Central Station. But no train ever pulled into where Mrs. Drake went. As a matter of fact, no man ever did. Unless he was a plumber, maybe. That's right, where the ladies go to powder their noses and things. She came out 30 minutes later alone, but she never hit the street. Instead, she went through the tunnel into the adjoining Commodore Hotel and checked into room 407. The only room I could get was 1313. Expense account item 5, $10. Tip to hotel detective for keeping an eye on the Eiffel in 407. Item 6, $35. Purchase of portable phonograph. Item 7, 65 cents. Purchase of phonograph record, Frank Sinatra singing night and day. With this for ammunition, I went back to my hotel room and, gunning for a bird I'd never seen, I set up the phonograph near the telephone, put on the record, and placed a call to the number Mrs. Drake had called earlier in the day.
Hello.
Hello there. 7 p.m. again, and this is your favorite disc jockey, Happy Jack the Money Man. Yes, your favorite disc jockey, your spinner with the winners. Tell me, are you listening to our show?
My radio is not on. Goodbye.
Oh, hold the phone, madam. A little thing like that doesn't make any difference to Happy Jack. Here's all you have to do to win a house full of prizes. Now, you just listen closely over the phone and identify today's puzzle platter, and you'll win all these wonderful prizes. A genuine Sunbeam Mixmaster that makes those fresh little eggs just happy to get beat up. Yes, and you'll clean up with the next prize. Make a real clean sweep with a Hoover vacuum cleaner with all attachments and no strings attached. And to send you tripping happily through life, you'll also receive a handsome set of easy-to-lug luggage, a pair of Gladiator bags. Are you interested?
Why, of course I am.
All right, then. Here's the tune.
Night and day.
There it is. What's the title of that song?
Night and day.
You're right. You win all the sensational prizes. Quickly now, give me your name and address. They'll be delivered tonight.
Mrs. Knott,
Yes, Mrs. Knott. The street number?
127 East 89th Street, apartment 3C.
Thank you, Mrs. Knott. You'll get the whole works immediately. Expense account, items 8, 9, and 10. $39.50 purchase of Mixmaster, $79.50 purchase of vacuum cleaner, and $89.50 purchase of luggage. You may resent this expenditure, but there's one thing you must remember. Nobody can resist trading their name and address for something for nothing. I felt like an out-of-season Santa Claus when I knocked on the door of apartment 3C at 127 East 89th Street. The frame suddenly became a picture frame encasing a live version of Whistler's grandmother, complete with wheelchair and crocheted afghan.
Just bring them in and set them down.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Happy Jack, and I'm glad to meet you.
Right in here and set them down.
Ah, yes. There you are, Mrs. Knott. You lucky woman, you.
Is that all?
Almost. Now, all we need from you is a little information. Just some background on today's winner to pass along to my radio audience.
Be off with you, young man. I'll write you a letter.
Oh, but come now, Mrs. Knott.
Never mind. I have no time now.
Just a few questions while I check you out on the Hoover.
I don't need any checking out. Now go away.
I must say, Mrs. Knott, you're a bad winner. So now I'm afraid I'm going to have to stick around to find out how good a loser you are.
What do you mean? Come in.
You.
Stella, do you know this man?
Do I know him? He's that insurance investigator, Johnny Dollar.
Granny came flying out of the wheelchair, multiplying in height by 3. When I first saw Granny's hand flying toward me, it looked like there was an old-fashioned wedding ring on each finger. But just too late, I saw it was only a set of brass knuckles.
In just a moment, we'll return to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. CBS cordially invites you to hear the adventures of Philip Marlowe and the stories of modern crimes and their solutions as unfolded on Gangbusters when they come to you every Saturday night on most of these same CBS stations. Tomorrow night, Philip Marlowe will investigate the mystery behind the cloak of Kamehameha, and Gangbusters will deal with the case of the Callous Killers. Now back to yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
When I woke up, the thunder and lightning in my head was getting an answer from the sky. And I started getting some answers, too.
You, James, give me a page.
Granny's
You're all
voice
alike.
had changed
You
to the
talk
bass
too much
register,
and think too
and its
little.
owner was
You're
smoking a
never
big
satisfied with what you've
cigar.
got.
I stayed on the floor and quiet. I didn't want those
Listen to
brass
you. Why
knuckles
didn't you
crooning
listen to
me another lullaby.
Come awful close to fouling up the whole deal. I told you I didn't want you to try to collect on that insurance. Why'd you do it?
It's $30,000, that's why.
To hear you talk, you'd think you were going hungry. What do you think I am, some empty milk bottle you can run down to the corner and get your nickel back on? What were you trying to do anyway, sell me out?
Sell you out? You know what started this trouble. You had to go to the fights last night. Oh, a big man. Dumb cops, you called them.
Don't worry about me. They haven't found me. I'll take care of myself. But not with you lousing me up, getting mixed up with dirty dealers like this guy Dollar.
Oh, you're so smart. Why did you let him in here?
Shut up! He wanted to give me something for free, that's why. Well, I've got something for him. A free boat ride. Wheel that chair over here. We'll take him out in that.
The wheelchair ride was short, to the street. The auto ride was longer, to the ocean. And from what I could gather on the dock, the boat ride was to be even longer, to my doom. I was still playing Sleeping Beauty and listening to the supposed-to-be dead man, Barton Drake, telling his wife Stella how he was going to make my slumber permanent.
Come on, get a move on. I've got his hands tied. Hurry up with his feet.
I'm almost through. There. Now what?
Now stand back while I heave him up on the deck.
Well, aren't you going to tie him to something?
For what? If they ever find this boat, they're going to find it empty. One good wave out there, and this guy goes for a swim. There. The wheel's lashed. He's got plenty of gas and plenty of ocean out there. That'll teach Mr. Happy Jack. Now I'm giving him away.
Taking that salt shower bath with my clothes on wasn't the big chill in my life. I was scared. My heart was racing faster than the boat engine. And for the first 20 minutes, all I could think about was hanging onto that slippery deck with all I had to hang with, my hopes and my heels. I was on the thin strip of deck after the wheel. Hard by my hands was a deck cleat. With that for a starting point, I went to work, trying to outnavigate that rope, with which Barton Drake had lashed the wheel. I worked my tied wrists over the cleat and dropped my legs down over the side into the icy racing water. I had rigged myself into a human jury rudder to swing the boat off its course. I didn't know where it would take me, but I didn't care, so long as it wasn't out to the open sea.
Oh, waking up, eh? Might as well tell you. Your boat sunk and you ruined the dock last night doing it. You have to pay for it.
Oh.
My name's Fred Kindly. I pulled you off the beach. I'm expecting to be paid for that, too.
Will it cost me to find out where I am?
Well, it ain't worth nothing. Talk, ain't. You're on Slate Island. Ain't worth much neither. All slate. Didn't have the sense to grow no chalk to go with it.
Dandy. Where are my clothes?
Out in the sun.
How about my wallet?
Fish must have got it.
Mind if I feel your back for fins?
Now, don't get funny, young feller. Might want to be getting off this island someday.
Someday? Some minute is more like it. You got a boat?
Of course I got a boat, but ain't got much food. Maybe if I could afford to buy some supply canned goods when I got to the mainland, well,
Well, how much would it cost?
Much as $100, maybe?
Okay, it's a deal. Let's go.
Hold on now. Only said maybe. Come think of it, might cost $200.
Oh, okay. You swindler. $200 then.
Oh, swindler, am I? I say a fellow might as well have the game as his name. Makes my price $500 worth of grade A canned goods. And if you don't want to pay it, you can get out in this shack and wait for the mailboat.
Maybe I will. When does it get here?
Week from Tuesday.
Okay. You'll get your $500 worth of canned goods. When can we start?
I'll give you your clothes soon as you put it in writing and sign your name.
Where's the paper?
Right here. Keep it handy. Just fill in the amount here. $500 worth. It's my regular contract for shipwrecks.
Okay. Give it here. 500. Now, where do I sign?
Right there at the bottom.
There you are. All signed.
That's a peculiar name. Ali Khan.
I'd had more than my share of wind the night before, so I decided to throw caution to it. I went into the building at 127 East 89th Street and up to apartment 3C. First, I knocked with my knuckles and got no answers, so then I knocked with my feet. Well, what do you know? The lock broke. There was nobody home, and Barton Drake must have been out calling himself Granny at the moment because the wheelchair part of his disguise was also among the missing. The closet was empty, and the brand-new Gladiator bags I had delivered the previous evening were nowhere to be found. Now, nobody could say I hadn't made it easy for Drake to make a getaway with my little giveaway. I'd even supplied the luggage. But all the traffic wasn't going. Some of it was coming. Oh, well, Stella, there's one bad thing about kicking your way into places. You can't lock the door behind you. Well, now that you're in, you better come all the way in.
What are you doing here?
You should be asking me what I'm doing alive. The only answer I've got for that is I don't murder easily.
Where's Barton?
That was the next question I was going to ask you. Now that one's gone, I've got a couple more I'd like to ask you. And don't argue.
I don't know anything.
Well, then let me tell you something. If you're not guilty of anything else, you are guilty of attempted insurance fraud. That's in my department. The tougher you make it on me, the tougher I'm going to make it on you. Now, about those questions. How long has your husband been back here in New York?
He never left here.
Oh, the night his car crashed through the bridge, he just grabbed himself a hideaway in New York and stayed put, huh? How long has he been using that old lady disguise?
All the time.
Okay. Well, now my last question. That bag in your hand, where were you going? Okay, let's find out. Give me that bag. What's this? Well, it's either a bathing suit or a two-piece handkerchief. And that blouse there, that doesn't look like it's for dinner wear in an igloo. You were headed south.
So we were headed south. What about...
We, huh? If you ask me, and I doubt that you will, so I'll tell you anyway, your hopes just headed south. Lady, you've been double-crossed. Your husband took off without you.
I don't believe it. If he left here, he had a good reason.
That's your guess, but we're not playing your hunches. We're playing mine from here on in. Just where did he say you were going?
I don't remember.
Maybe it'll help if first you remember what I told you about insurance fraud. It's good for 10 to 20 years. Now do you remember?
He bought tickets on the Orange Blossom Special for Florida. It leaves Penn Station in an hour and a half.
Oh, you've got that a little backwards. The Orange Blossom Special pulls out in half an hour.
Huh?
That doesn't even give me enough time to get down there. Get out of my way. Sit down.
Information.
Hello. Information. Look, I want the telephone number of the Penn Station branch of the Travelers' Aid Society. This was once when I didn't want the society to aid the traveler. I told them that Barton Drake was my invalid aunt and as nutty as a fruitcake. With Stella's help, I described his costume from the daisies on his hat to the buttons on his shoes. I tagged it off with a warning that when my aunt left the house, she thought she was a honeybee and was on her way to throw herself in front of the Orange Blossom Special, wheelchair and all. The guy on the other end of the line took off to round up the railway police, and I took off to round up a taxi. I rode the escalator into the main waiting room, and halfway down, I spotted Barton Drake in his grandmother getup. He was surrounded by police, and the police were surrounded by a small crowd. I walked over.
Orange Blossom Special.
I don't know what kind of a practical joke this is, young man, but it's not funny. You made me miss my train, and I don't even have a nephew.
No, Mother, don't be upsetting yourself.
Don't you now, me, young man. Just get me on a train. Any train headed south will do.
Drake was getting ready for trouble. If the cops couldn't see it, I could. His hand was under his Afghan, and I knew the least it could be holding was a fistful of brass knuckles, but probably more. He was getting ready to make a run for it. I wasn't taking any chances. I edged my way through the crowd, up behind the wheelchair, and spun it around, and hit what looked like somebody's grandmother a beautiful shot in the whiskers.
He hit the old lady.
I got him.
Now, wait a minute, officer. You don't understand.
Don't understand, don't I? Hit an old lady, will you?
He's not an old lady.
It's trouble you want, you scoundrel. Here, maybe this'll quiet you down.
Officer, you don't...
Johnny!
Hiya, Chickie.
Oh, that bandage. What's the matter with your head?
No brains. Where's the general?
Oh, when he found out you'd saved American Pioneer $30,000, he decided to take the morning off and celebrate. He's out playing golf.
Oh, great. To celebrate my getting hit on the head with police clubs, he goes out and swings golf clubs.
Oh, Johnny, I was sort of
Now,
hoping
don't
that...
worry, Chickie. I've still got enough energy left for nightclubs. You want to help me with this expense account? I'll get it out of the way.
Oh, that's all that stands between us.
Uh-huh. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office, American Pioneer Life Insurance Company, First, the police held me and let Granny Drake go to the hospital, where they learned the truth. Then they let me go to the hospital and transferred Barton Drake to the pokey, where he was soon joined by his lady-in-waiting, Mrs. Drake. Expense account item 11. Something I almost forgot. $500. Canned goods. For the man who got me off the rocks on Slate Island, Mr. Fred Kindly. Even if he did rob me, I didn't feel like robbing him. The only thing I did do was remove all the labels from the $500 worth of canned goods. I'm sure that this will see to it that Mr. Kindly has some very unbalanced meals, because I happen to know that there's no difference in the sound of canned tomatoes and canned peaches when you shake the can. Expense account total, $1,482.63. Yours, truly, Johnny Dollar. At
last, mankind is facing up to one of its most feared diseases, cancer. Research scientists are working tirelessly, exploring every avenue that might lead to new treatments, new cures, and new insight into the causes of the disease. At the same time, the American Cancer Society is working to keep the public informed of all the progress that has been made, trying to reach everyone with the message that the sooner a diagnosis is made, the better the chances of cure. Together, this public education and research attack should bring great progress in the control of cancer. But both phases of this program are costly. Realizing you are giving to a fight against a disease that could menace you, give generously to the American Cancer Society's drive for funds this year. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, stars Charles Russell as Johnny. Our music is composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is written by Paul Dudley and Gil Dowd and is produced and directed by Richard Sanville for CBS, where 99 million people gather every week, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Everybody knows a taxi driver likes being over-tipped, but you can't blame him for not liking being tipped over.
This is another in the adventures of America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator, Johnny Dollar. At Insurance Investigation, he's only an expert. At making out his expense account, he's an absolute genius.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar. To Home Office, the Nutmeg State Liability Underwriters, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of my expenditures during my investigation of the disappearance of 12 Apex cabs. Or who took the taxis for a ride. Expense account, item 1, $3.10, train fare Hartford to New York. Item 2, $1.10, dinner en route. Item 3, $18, club car. Expense account, item 4, $1.30, cab fare from station to garage and offices of Apex Taxi Company. I naturally waited for an Apex cab, but could have saved my time. The driver told me nothing, except that the man who came rushing out of the Apex office when we pulled up was the big boss, Mr. Gordon McKissick. Thanks, driver. He's just the man I'm looking for. Here.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, McKissick!
I can't stop now. I'm in a hurry. See me tomorrow.
Wait a minute, will you? I'm Johnny Dollar from the insurance company.
Oh, good. That's different. Just in time. Come along.
Where are we going?
Come on, tell you in the car. Just had a call from the police. Another one of my cabs has been stolen.
Huh?
They found the driver slugged and unconscious, and I got to get out of there. I tell you, Dollar, I'm going crazy. This has got to stop. It's not only driving me out of business, it's driving me out of my mind. The police have done their best, and Lord knows I have too, but I'm about ready to give up. This makes 12 of my taxi cabs disappeared off the face of the earth. It's fantastic. I can't believe it.
Hold it, McKissick. Do us both a favor, will you?
Huh? What?
Play cucumber for a few seconds.
Oh.
Remember, the insurance company I represent has plenty to scream about, too. What I need is some facts.
I haven't got any facts. And if this keeps up, I won't have any taxis. They're gone, that's all. 12 of them, that's all there is to it.
Any idea of a motive? Some new kind of car theft?
That's what the cops say.
Okay, what's your idea? Robbing the drivers?
You don't have to steal a cab to rob a driver. It's ridiculous.
All right, then. What else could it be? Competition? Sabotage?
That's my guess. Competition. So far, it's only a guess. I'd give anything to know.
So would the insurance company. Anything. They'd even give up my happy young life.
This is it. 13th and East River.
Yeah, and there's the crowd. Humanity's strongest magnet. Blood.
Yeah.
Please, stand back. Come on.
Hey, officer.
Huh?
Officer,
What do you want?
Look, here's my ID. This man is McKissick, the victim's boss. How about getting us through that crowd?
Well, all right, but I don't know. The right side of his face don't feel much like talking. It's caved in. Stand aside now. Come on, move.
Let's get through here. Come on, Dollar. Let's move in.
Open them up. I can't breathe in here, let alone the hurt man.
Get out of the way, will you?
Okay, Mr. Dollar, here you are.
Oh, Hey, are they right? Is this one of your men, McKissick?
Yeah, George Brandon. Been with me 4 years.
Brandon. Brandon, listen to me. Who did it? Do you know who did it? Try hard, will you?
Never saw him before.
Yeah, Brandon, only one. Well, what did he look like? Come on, boy.
Hey, little guy. Dark. He talks funny.
He talked funny? How, Brandon? How? An accent?
Hey.
Come on, Brandon. Well, that's it.
All right, clear the way. Stand back. Clear the way for the ambulance.
The ambulance. The ambulance turns out to be the wrong kind of a wagon. Expense account, item 5, $28. Transportation the following day, visiting hospitals and the homes of the other 11 Apex drivers who had lost their cabs. During the course of this, I contracted a severe case of what GIs used to refer to as Jeep seat. Out of 11 interviews, I got 3 clues. One, that up until last night's killing, the cab nappers had worked as a team. The little dark guy with an accent, as described by the dead driver Brandon, and a 300-pound accomplice wearing a seersucker suit, a Panama hat, and a complexion akin to a perspiring blob of leaf lard. This heavier of the two heavies, it seemed, never actively participated in any of the rough stuff, merely assuming the role of director of operations. Clue number 2, that in each instance, the driver's uniform cap was also stolen, which indicated to me merely that the getaway driver was very much interested in looking like a cab driver. Finally, clue number 3. From the most disgruntled of the drivers interviewed, the fact that the fleet owner McKissick had spent 3 years bootlegging, another 4 bookmaking, and had spent some very short vacations getting away from it all in prison, which naturally led me back to McKissick's Apex garage and office.
Come in. Oh, Dollar. Well, what have you found out?
Well, I'll tell you, McKissick. So far, I've just hit the ABCs. Later on, I'll get to the XYZs.
Look, Dollar, I'm getting fed up with double talk.
What I want to talk about is a double life. Yours.
What?
I once broke a leg jumping to a conclusion, so don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm doing. But a less experienced investigator might immediately assume that a man like you, an ex-bootlegger, ex-bookmaker, ex-jailbird, just might be stealing his own cabs for the insurance money.
Well, you small
Now, wait a
town-
minute. Don't get that way, or I might also get the idea that you have a killer instinct.
My record's my own business. It was okay with the Hack Bureau. It was okay when that company sold me the insurance, so it'll have to be okay with you because you're stuck with it.
Nobody's calling you guilty.
Okay!
Okay, all I'm telling you is this. I want your cabs off the street until this thing is cleared up.
That's big talk, little man.
When the day shift comes in at 4:30, tell them to park their cabs in the garage. And you can tell your dispatcher the night shift isn't working tonight.
Bad enough to have my competition running me out of business. Now the little helper from the insurance company shows up to finish the job, huh?
I'm not trying to put you out of business. I'm trying to keep you in.
Well, it don't sound like it.
No cooperation from you, no insurance. I'll have it canceled as fast as I can get to a phone. How about it?
Okay, Dollar. I can't do anything about it. But if I were you, I wouldn't be caught hanging around here by any one of those drivers you're putting out of work. Some of them play rough.
You can always depend on a cab driver for being on time when it's time to knock off work. By 5 o'clock, the garage was full of taxis and carbon monoxide fumes. By 5:30, it was devoid of humanity, and a night watchman I'd met before stood guard outside the locked gate. At 6 o'clock, a visitor dropped in on him, followed almost immediately by me.
Senor, it is so important that I find it.
Yeah.
It contains everything I have in the world almost. All my money, even my passport.
What's this, Vinny?
Huh? Oh, Mr. Dollar. Yeah. Well, the young lady claims she lost...
My purse, senor. I hired one of your taxi cabs this afternoon and left my purse in it. It's so important that I get it.
Yeah. I told her to call Lost and Found in the morning.
But, senor, what will I do tonight?
While we're trying to figure that out, will you join me in a drink?
I would like that.
Her name was Marita Guastella. She was the dark type, so I took her around the corner to a dark saloon. On the way in, we passed 4 grumbling Apex cab drivers shooting hot looks at me over cold beers. I arranged her in a booth so I could keep an eye on them, in case their intentions were no good, and an ear on her story, which I knew wasn't.
You see, this is my first trip to America. I came from Spain 2 weeks ago. This afternoon, I was shopping on Fifth Avenue, and that is when I took the cab from 49th Street to the Sherry Netherlands Hotel.
49th, Sherry Netherlands.
Yes.
What time did you take the cab?
Wait, I'm not sure exactly.
That would help.
Oh, well, it was exactly 10 minutes after 4. I remember now. I looked at a clock.
And what time did you arrive at the hotel, Marita?
Why are you writing all this down?
Just trying to help you find your purse.
Oh, but I do not want to put you to any trouble. I am perfectly willing to search through the taxis myself.
Honey, the city of New York has gone to a lot of trouble to save you that trouble. Every driver has to keep a record of every trip. Where he picks up his passengers, where he drops them, and when. He puts it on a big card. So all we have to do is find out which card has your trip listed on it, then we'll know which cab.
Oh, I see.
Then we'll go to the little cab and probably find your little purse. All right?
Oh, it is very good of you, Senor. If you would not mind the trouble.
Sometimes bothering with this kind of trouble eliminates my employer's troubles. How about another martini? Expense account, item 6. $4, bar tab. Tip to waiter, $1. And here's a tip to young ladies who are pretending that they just came from Spain 2 weeks ago. Don't order bird bath martinis and put them away in one gulp. The drinking taste of Spanish ladies is more the sherry type. And martinis are hard enough to get used to in 2 years, let alone 2 weeks. Or who knows, maybe she was just in a hurry to get to the Spanish Olives. One thing was fairly apparent, though. She seemed to be in a hurry to get something out of one of those cabs, and not by way of the lost and found department. The least I could do, both as a gentleman and an insurance investigator, was to accept her phony-sounding story and take her back to the garage. I arm in arm the sometime senorita around the block, passing the time in a conversation not exactly based on her mother's favorite recipe for a rosa con pollo. As we passed the office portion of the Apex cab building, I gave up looking into her eyes and saw something that was open even wider, the garage gate.
Johnny, what is it?
The watchman, he's gone.
Perhaps he just stepped inside.
Look at the stains on the sidewalk. Blood.
Bridewell. He's been...
Bridewell? Who's Bridewell?
I do not know.
Who's Bridewell?
Please let me go. Let me go, please, Johnny. You're hurting my arm.
Marita had twisted away and was hightailing it up the street. I went stamping up the ramp in the direction of the source of the scream. On the way up, I hit the light switch. In this racket, even big boys should be afraid of the dark. The first portal, I slowed my run into a pussyfoot pace and edged around the corner, sliding my back along the dispatcher's counter. When I got halfway down, the corner of my right eye picked off a pair of high black shoes, night watchman type. Heels on the floor, toes pointed up, sticking out from behind the end of the counter. I didn't have time to get a look at the rest of them. Something so round, so firm, and so fully loaded gave me a cold steel kiss under the left ear.
Pray do yourself the favor, sir, of remaining absolutely still. Now you may turn around.
Would this be Mr. Bridewell?
Good indeed, sir.
Well, what about the night watchman?
Have no fears for him. I'm fortunately accomplished in the administration of first aid. But a good deal of practice. I've seen to it that he's resting comfortably.
I'll bet.
Well, Victor, my boy, I trust your search was successful.
Successful? Somebody beat us to it. All them cabs has been searched.
Nonsense, my boy. How can you tell in so short a time?
How about taking a look for yourself, fat boy?
You couldn't possibly have picked over all of them. Proceed with the searching quickly. In the meantime, perhaps our friend here is the proprietor of the search that preceded ours.
In this case, practically anything could happen.
Yes, anything could. Knowing that should encourage you to mind your manners. Now, sir, will you accompany me to my hotel where we can discuss this further?
With you holding that .38 caliber steel-engraved invitation in your hand, I'd be a perfect cad to refuse.
In just a moment, we'll return to the second act of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar. But first, Your armed forces are constantly searching for new methods and devices for national security and better peacetime living. Today's serviceman is a skilled professional who works with advanced techniques and equipment. If you're interested in science and technical subjects, your armed forces offers you a great opportunity now. Find out how you can join the world's greatest scientific enterprise, the Armed Forces of the United States. Now, with our star, Charles Russell, we return to the second act of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar. And tonight's story, Who Took the Taxis for a Ride?
Looking for some stolen taxi cabs and wound up in a hotel room looking stupid. Not wishing to make this a permanent effect, I put my mind to work, and the fruits of its labor went something like this. Whoever had been stealing those cabs, and I figured I was face to face with one of them now, had not been stealing the Apex rolling stock for the cabs themselves, but for something evidently hidden in one of them. From here on in, there was only one way to play it, by ear. And it was easy, because the pasty-faced 300-pounder draped in a double-breasted seersucker tent was doing all the talking.
In 1912, when I was expelled from Oxford University as a result of an unfortunate association with an unscrupulous proctor, I arrived at this decision, sir. It is sometimes not profitable to be on the apparently right side. Do I make myself clear?
Well, in a roundabout way, I think so.
Now then, I am thus fully acquainted with my position in regard to this matter of the Scarlet Madonna. But you, where do you stand?
I'm running a one-man escort service for Marita Guastella.
Ah, Marita. So, the lovely but unwise Marita has taken unto herself an accomplice, has she? Well, as long as you're allied with her, you and I must be at cross purposes.
Well, I'm open to suggestion.
Good. The girl is nothing more than a penniless adventuress, a common thief. But I, sir, may be able to tempt your transient loyalties with some very fetching terms. Mm-hmm. Well, Victor?
This is our man, all right. I knocked it out of that night watchman when he came to. There was only one guy in that garage besides us. This is him. Let's go to work.
Now, here, Victor. This is not the time for violence. The gentleman and I are about to discuss terms of mutual profit. Are we not, sir?
You were discussing. I was listening.
Yes. You'll find that I can be concise when the situation demands that I be. Shall we start with a figure of, say, $5,000?
I got nuts. Let me work him over.
Well, Victor, you'll kindly remember that I deplore violence. Well, young man, what do you say?
Nuts to your 5,000, Mr. Bridewell.
Good heavens, man. Have you lost your mind? What do you think the Scarlet Madonna is worth to you?
Well, so far it's been worth one man's life, 12 taxicabs, on a used car lot that comes to more than $5,000.
$7,500 there.
Keep coming.
Now, see here now. There's not only a limit to my generosity, there's a limit to my patience. How else do you expect to realize such a handsome profit?
I haven't made up my mind.
Perhaps I can help you. Here are the problems you face. The Scarlet Madonna is no ordinary gem to be disposed of through the ordinary channels. You, sir, have the faintest notion of the importance of the jewel.
I've got a hunch I could retire for life on it.
A very short life it might be. It'd be a pity if your blood were mixed with that already shed through the centuries over the Scarlet Madonna.
I don't waste time with that story fat stuff. We haven't got all week.
My purpose in this repetitious recitation is bona fide. The bloody history may convince our friend that no one since the year 1256 has been able to share for any appreciable length of time the company of the Scarlet Madonna.
Hey, tell him about the
that
pirate.
was the year it was fashioned to be worn in the vestments of John of Vicenza. On March 20th of that year, he was ordered by Alexander IV to hasten to the province of Tuscany to aid in the routing of the heretics.
The pirate.
There, John was murdered and robbed of this jewel. And since that date, it has never ceased its bloody journey through history. England, France, and Spain.
Don't forget the pirate fat stuff.
Thank you, Victor, for your helpful interest. Indeed, it is true. During one of its bloodier experiences, it was woven into the beard of an Alsatian pirate, from which it fell when his head tumbled into the basket beneath a guillotine.
That one killed me. You see, mister, don't go losing your head.
I'm trying not to. Look, Bridewell, if this rock is so hot, how come you're willing to risk your pudgy little neck for
it? Victor here and I are only the temporary middlemen for this infamous gem.
You aren't yet.
Am I to understand that you refuse?
Well, I must say you tell a very good story. But the answer is still nothing doing.
I told you, fat stuff. We're wasting your breath on this guy. Oh!
All right, Victor. That's enough. Here, now, get up, young man.
Keep that monkey off of me or I'll yell the roof off this joint.
Yes, no, that won't be necessary. Now, put your hands up, please. Now, Victor, Go through his pockets. Not that anyone would be foolish enough to carry the Scarlet Madonna.
Okay, now. Stand easy.
Oh, you'll kick your teeth in.
Don't try it. Hey.
Come on.
You know what we got here? An insurance stick.
I know, Victor. One gun is enough.
Not for me, it ain't. He must be from the company insuring the rock.
No, Victor. I am thoroughly familiar with the policies covering the Scarlet Madonna. What's the gentleman's name?
Johnny Dollar from Hartford, Connecticut.
And right now, thinking there's no place like home. I'm leaving.
No, not alive, you ain't. We can't let him out of here. He's red hot for us.
Put down your weapon, Victor. There's been trouble enough.
No, you don't.
Oh, yes, I do. Back off, Buster.
Victor, I must insist. Let him get away.
Office, let go of me.
Insurance investigator, whatever. If he knows where the jewel is, he's more good to us alive than dead. More valuable than even you.
The elevators weren't fast enough. I hit every fourth step down 8 flights of stairs to the lobby and out into the street.
Mr. Dollar.
Hmm?
Johnny, I must see you.
Oh, Marita. Well, this saves me looking for you. You just tag right along. Taxi!
Here you are, sir.
After you, Lady of Spain.
Thank you, Johnny.
You're welcome.
Oh, my poor Johnny. What did they do to you?
A gentleman named Victor hung a right hand on me, complete with signet ring.
Oh, Johnny.
Oh, never mind that hanky. I'm not in the mood to be dabbed at.
I'm so sorry. Johnny, what did they tell you?
Oh, no, you don't. First, I want to hear what you have to tell me. Then we'll compare stories.
Wait, there's not much to tell. The Scarlet Madonna is rightfully and legally mine. My only crime was to bring it into this country illegally through customs. I met Bridewell and that horrible Victor on the ship. And when I got to New York, I realized that they were following me. I was terrified.
That I'll believe.
I was in a taxi cab, and they followed me in another. It forced us to a curb, and well, I hid the jewel in the upholstery of the taxi. Then I jumped out and fled for my life. All I remember is that it was an Apex cab. I've been trying to find the exact one ever since.
So apparently they. How'd they find out?
They ran after me that night. They searched me and all of my belongings. And then when I started my search, they realized what I was doing.
Well, looks like anybody can catch the brass ring on this merry-go-round.
Please, Johnny, tell me that you will help me to recover the Madonna.
Look, gorgeous. All I'm trying to catch up with is a dozen stolen taxicabs.
But you are not just going to leave me flat?
With that figure? Impossible. I took Marita to a small hotel, got her a room, and while she was taking a bath, I stole her clothes and left her, locked in that strongest of midtown prisons, nudity. The first joker I went looking for back at the Apex garage was the unfortunate night watchman. I found him sitting up and taking nourishment out of a bottle and nursing an egg on his head that would have hatched an ostrich.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Dollar.
Yeah.
I tell you, I've been worried about you. Yeah. Thank heavens you're all right.
No thanks to you.
No, what do you mean, sir?
I mean, why'd you tell that sawed-off ape who slugged you around that I searched these cabs in here last night?
Why, I didn't mention you, sir. I told him it was the boss, McKissick.
Huh?
Yeah.
McKissick? Where is he now, do you know?
He just came by. I believe he's next door in his office.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, McKissick. This case is developing more suspects than a garlic breath in a crowded elevator.
Now, listen to me, McKissick. That double-crossing scum. I try to level with you. 10,000 is my top offer. Turn it over.
Let's see your money. You don't trust me, I don't trust you.
All right, you had your chance. From now on, there ain't no money. There ain't no money in it.
No, Victor, no.
Hey, what's it?
Here's one I owe you. Come on, get up. More. Then I finished the job he had started. I found the Scarlet Madonna clutched in McKissick's dead hand. For a Scarlet Madonna, it was mighty green. It was an emerald about the size of a pack of cigarettes that's been flattened out in your pocket. A Madonna figure was carved in bas relief on one surface. As I stood over the body of McKissick, looking down at the green gem in my hand, I realized where it got its crimson name. For on the floor, outlining my hand, was a spreading pool of scarlet blood.
Well, sir, we meet again.
Yeah, so it seems.
May I offer you my congratulations, at the same time request that you hand over the Scarlet Madonna?
Being unarmed, as you are, you're not welcome to it.
Well, perhaps I have something more persuasive than a weapon. Here are my credentials.
I'll look at them if you'll back up against the wall.
Very well. You'll also find there a letter authorizing me to the legal possession of this infamous, this hateful, this accursed instrument of greed. Will explain that it's been my odious duty to retrieve it for its rightful owner, the Stillwell Museum in London, from which it was stolen by Victor and his erstwhile lady-in-waiting, the exotic Marita.
Insurance investigator. You? Where do you come from? What's your outfit?
Yes, I thought I'd set you back on your heels. I'm from London. Pity we didn't have each other's interests classified earlier. We might very well have, shall we say, collaborated in this matter.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's an unvoiced question lurking on the tip of your tongue. My association with the bestial Victor.
Well, at this point, I didn't want to insult you.
Yeah, think nothing of it, my boy. Due to a fortunate similarity in voice and physique to your accomplice actor, Mr. Sidney Greenstreet, I find myself automatically listed as undoubtedly the villain of the piece. In this case, and in many others during my fantastically successful career as an insurance investigator, I was able to align myself with the basic source of the villainy involved. Further, I pray that you not accuse me of being associated with any of the physical violences which have punctuated this case. In short, this Victor fellow occasionally slipped through my fingers.
Look, all I'm trying to find is 12 lousy taxi cabs.
Well, then, your troubles are at an end, my boy. I shall write out an address.
Fine.
And
then...
there you shall find them unharmed in the warehouse hard by the East River.
Okay.
You'll forgive me, I'm sure, if I tell you that in this case, it is but another small milestone in the glorious pathway strewn with superior accomplishments in solving those minor mysteries evolved by the niggardly minds of the sniveling criminals who would offend the sanctity of that guardian of the peace of the public mind, the insurance company.
Amen. Expense account, item 7. $1.95, one evening gown, which was hard enough to find, but would probably be even harder to wear at that price. Purchased in an all-night salon de mode on 136th Street. This dress I gave to Mr. Bridewell to take with him when he went calling on Senorita Marita Guastella, prior to turning her over to the police. Expense account, item 8, $6.10. One bottle of you-know-what, with which to gargle the half-good, half-bad taste left by this case out of my mouth. Expense account, item 9, transportation. No, come to think of it, you can forget this item for a while. I think I'd better stay here in Manhattan and rest up a bit. Expense account, item 9, $400. Advance. Entertainment and things while resting on my laurels. Or possibly Mr. Bridewell's laurels. But anyway, resting. Expense account total, $1,100. You fill in the cents. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Norman MacDonald and stars Charles Russell, with script by Paul Dudley and Gil Dowd. Featured in the cast were Herb Butterfield as Mr. Bridewell, with Paul Dubove, Lillian Baeff, Lou Krugman, Junius Matthews, Jan Arvin, and Jack Prusian. The special music is written and conducted by Leith Stevens. Be sure to be with us again at the same time next week when another most unusual expense account is handed in by
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
The great hit tunes of early 1939. Deep Purple, Penny Serenade, I Cried for You. How many more can you remember dancing to, romancing to? You'll hear them in smart new 1949 arrangements when your hit parade on parade comes along immediately over all of these same CBS stations. Alan Botzer speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
This you can really call a fish story. And I was the live bait.
This is another in the adventures of America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator, Johnny Dollar. At Insurance Investigation, Johnny Dollar is only an expert. At making out his expense account, he's an absolute genius.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Intercontinental Marine Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of my expenditures during assignment in San Pedro, California, investigating the loss of 2 pieces of property insured by you. Or, the tuna were running and so was everybody else. Or, I caught a fishing boat, but you should have seen the one that got away. Expense account item 1, $176.87. Airfare from home base in Hartford to off base in California. Expense account item 2, $10. Cab fare, Los Angeles Municipal Airport to the waterfront office of the Pacific Deep Sea Canning Company in San Pedro. There was perfume in the air. Channel number 5. Inside, the name on the door said Walton. That's who I wanted to see, so I walked in.
Well, who are you?
I'm here to follow up the claim you made to Intercontinental Marine Insurance Company. My name is Johnny Dollar.
Oh, when you bring the money, I need boats. The tuna are running.
No, Mr. Walton, I didn't bring any money. All I brought is a suspicious nature and an inquisitive mind.
What the devil do you mean by that crap?
Now, don't get your fish in a stew, Mr. Walton. This is standard procedure. No insurance company is going to shell out $400,000 without first taking a long, lingering look.
Well, there's not much to look at.
Yeah, so I understand. According to your claim, 2 of your boats, the Frank Walton and the Nancy Walton left port Monday afternoon and headed out on a southerly course. When you tried to establish radio contact Tuesday morning, you couldn't raise them. Pieces of wreckage and the bodies of 2 men were found Tuesday night, indicating that both boats were lost.
That's the story.
What made you so sure that both boats went down?
Because of those 2 men whose bodies were found, one sailed in the Nancy Walton, the other sailed in the Frank Walton. What more do you people want?
Just enough time to check everything thoroughly. You know, this wouldn't be the first time a shipwreck has been faked to collect insurance.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I guess the faster I get you satisfied, the faster I'll collect my money. Sorry I lost my temper, Dollar. I'll do everything I can. Send Captain Carpo in. Carpo's my fleet captain, Dollar. He can give you all the details. But I'm telling you, there aren't any more.
Well, one thing for sure, Mr. Walton. We can't blame it on the Pacific Ocean. According to my report, those boats sailed in fine weather.
That's right.
You call me, boss?
Yes, George, this is Mr. Dollar from the insurance company. He's here to investigate the sinking.
So?
I'm happy to meet you, too, Captain.
What do you want?
First, I want your theory as to what could have happened.
I don't know. I wasn't there. Maybe they run into each other.
As fleet captain, you hire the hands for the boats, don't you?
That's right.
Are you the kind of man that would hire the kind of skippers that run into each other in clear weather?
They were good skippers. Now you listen to me. I've been captain of this fleet for 5 years. It's the first time we ever lose a boat or lose a man. You think we like this idea?
No, I don't, Captain Carpo. I don't think you'll like it any better than the insurance company likes the idea of losing $400,000. Well, at least if I find those sunken boats, that'll be salvage.
No, Mr. Dollar. That'll be miracle.
The meeting busted up without me getting busted up, which was unusual in itself. And I hitched myself a ride out to an outfit who knows more about salt water than a Coney Island taffy maker. The U.S. Coast Guard. Enclosed find the statement of the commander of the station, Lieutenant Senior Grade Miles P. Endicott, Jr.
We've made thorough patrols using both air and surface craft. The bodies of the men recovered show signs that lead us to believe that they were blown clear of the lost ships by violent explosions.
All the lieutenant needed to say to make my eyes light up was that one word, explosion. Because in a marine insurance investigator's book, the word explosion sets off another word, scuttling, a widely used wet variety of fraud. In other words, blowing up your own ship to collect the insurance. And continuing this chain reaction, I followed the best available lead, the man in charge of the vessels involved, Captain George Carpo. I found him at 11 that night at a combination restaurant and bar named after the oriental fishing bird, the cormorant. As I looked in through the greasy window, an interesting sight greeted me. Captain Carpo slipping into a booth already occupied by an olive-skinned brunette who was good enough looking, but obviously less than a queen. Carpo stuck his face in hers, spat a few words at her that I couldn't hear, shook his sledgehammer fist at her, and stomped out through a back door. I gave the front door some business, and, trying to look like I belonged to the place, strolled to the bar, bought myself a blast, and walked it over to the ladies' booth.
Well, who sent for you?
Do you mind?
I haven't got anything to lose if you haven't.
What do you mean by that?
If those are your own teeth, maybe you don't want to lose them.
Oh, Carpo's a jealous type, huh?
You don't believe in sharing the wealth.
Are you Carpo's girl?
Part-time. Who are you?
Well, if Captain Carpo comes back, he'll tell you anyway. So the name is Dollar, Johnny Dollar. I'm an insurance investigator.
Investigating what? Marine life?
Marine death. Those two sinkings in the Walton fleet. The company that sent me here insured the boats.
Sounds to me like you got yourself a tough job.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. Who are you going to ask questions? They've been reported with all hands lost.
Who knows? Maybe I'll bump into a talkative seagull. Or maybe, if I'm lucky, a talkative girl.
What have you got that could make a girl talkative, mister?
Well, discounting my natural beauty and charm, I have money. Not too much money, but money.
Keep coming. I know enough not to talk before I give what I want.
Well, that makes it a Mexican standoff. I know enough not to pay for something I haven't heard yet. Let's start out with an inexpensive question, like, what's your name?
You can have that for free. Anita Vargas.
How long you known Carpo?
If you'll pardon the expression, on and off for the last 6 months.
How's he for money? Has he turned into a big spender recently?
Sure. Instead of 2 drinks a night, he's now buying me 4. Carpo will never be a big spender.
Where does he live?
1423 Parade Street.
How far is that from here?
It's here. He lives upstairs.
That called for a change of scene. I didn't know whether Anita Vargas really had anything to sell or not, but I didn't want what was left of our tete-a-tete to be interrupted by a violent re-arrival of the mighty Captain Carpo. So, expense account item 3, $4, picking up our tabs. Item 4, 6 bits, picking up a taxi, which dropped us at another bar, slightly less oriental, but definitely more obnoxious. We grabbed ourselves a table with a view of the sawdust on the floor, and waited for a waiter. He didn't come, but somebody else did. The owner of the lost fishing boats, Mr. Roscoe Walton.
What are you doing with this character, Anita?
I met him in college, Roscoe. Now beat it. And since when have you been getting drunk?
Don't tell me he's your boyfriend, too.
Part-time.
Maybe I'd better get lost. I'll call you later.
Yeah, maybe you better get lost. And stay that way.
Go ahead, Johnny. You better go.
Well, happy hangover, Mr. Walton.
You don't look like no college boy to me.
I was no professor of mathematics either, but I could add this much up. If those tuna clippers had gone down by explosion, somebody had to buy some explosives. Maybe locally. That problem I took to the local police, who went to work looking up names in the dynamite register. And since those explosives would have been planted while the boats were under the care and supervision of Captain Carpo, that problem I decided to take to him. It was 1:30 in the morning when I got back to the front of the Cormorant restaurant and bar. The grease joint was dark, but a light was burning on the second and top floor. I got halfway up the front stairs to ask my leading suspect a few questions about explosions when I heard something. Carpo was still moving when I got up there, but not for long. The back door was as open as the captain's life was closed. I looked down the back flight of stairs. It was either too dark or there wasn't anybody there, and I wasn't going down to look. I'd been over the body just to make sure. Oh. First they beat him half to death. I wonder why they didn't finish him that way. Huh?
Well, sir, perhaps it would be best if you were to remain where you are. At least my pistol seems to recommend it. Well, well, you seem to have done inestimable damage to my good friend Captain Carpo. The poor fellow seems to be definitely dead.
In just a moment, we will return to the second act of Johnny Dollar. But first, you might be interested to know that CBS has acquired a couple of blocks of wood. You're not interested? Well, would you be interested if you knew that those blocks of wood had been carved into certain figures? No. Well, then let's try this. Would you be interested if you knew that those carved blocks of wood could talk? Ah, now you're beginning to sit up and take notice. Well, we might as well come out and tell you that these talking blocks of wood are named Charlie McCarthy and Mortimer Snerd, that they and a lively fellow named Edgar Bergen will be making their first appearance over most of these same CBS stations this Sunday evening, and that you'll be able to hear them every Sunday thereafter. Now, with our star Charles Russell, we return to the second act of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar.
There I was again. Always the suspect, but never the tried. With a dead body at my feet and a pistol at my head. The man holding it was neither small nor large. Thomas Mitchell type. His frame was fighting the seams of a sloppy tweed suit, and his pouchy face was fighting the alcoholic content of his blood.
Well, sir, what do you have to say for yourself?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I came to talk to this man. Killing him would hardly be the way to kick off a conversation. How about you? What are you doing here at 1:30 in the morning?
Most amusing, most. Two accused men, each of them judging the other. Ha ha! With a dead man for a jury. All right, then. As for my testimony, my name is Cricket. I was on my way to discuss with the good Captain Carpo a matter of possible mutual profit. Naturally, when I heard the shots from the street, I hastened to his assistance.
I won't ask you how you knew Carpo was getting shot instead of doing the shooting. My name is Dollar. I'm an insurance investigator from Hartford, Connecticut. I was sent out here to look into two sinkings in the captain's fleet.
Oh, then you and I share a common interest. My business is ship salvage. It's obvious that I should put up this pistol and replace it with a shake of a hand. How do you do, sir?
In my business, you never know. How do you do?
This is indeed a most fortunate meeting. A pity that it should take place upon the very threshold of tragedy. Poor Carpo. His face seems to have enjoyed the worst of an encounter with a monkey's fist.
How's that?
A monkey's fist.
I mean, what's that?
Well, a monkey's fist, sir, is a highly complicated knot woven about a slug of lead to lend weight. Ordinarily, it is intended for use at the end of a heaving line. However, it is sometimes used by seamen in the forecastle in the administering of torturous beatings. Now, what do you make of that?
Well, if we can take the word of the centuries for it, torture suggests the violent seeking of information.
That would indeed seem to be the case.
From the looks of this room, a monkey's fist or any other kind of knot wouldn't be hard to lay your hands on. What's that one on the wall there?
Oh, that is a miniature of a knotted ship's fender.
Fender?
It's a device for cushioning the shock between a ship and a wharf or another vessel. In modern sailing, this type has largely been replaced by the commercial cork variety. Oh, somebody evidently heard the shots and notified the police. Awkward.
Look, Mr. Cricket.
Yeah?
I feel like talking, but not to the police.
Splendid. Perhaps then you would be kind enough to join me in a nightcap at my quarters?
Lead me to it. Mr. Cricket's quarters turned out to be afloat and moored to a dock. It was a PT boat, ex-Navy.
Well, sit down. Make yourself comfortable.
Thanks.
Now, first, that nightcap. Yes. Yo-ho-ho, sir, and a bottle of rum. And now, if you'll do the honors...
Delighted.
I will invite the London Symphony to play behind our chairs. Tchaikovsky, the Pathetique. Oh, utterly beautiful.
Wow. Sweet phonograph records, soft lights, and hard liquor. This is the kind of stuff I enjoy on my time off, which this doesn't happen to be.
There we are. Now to business. Mr. Dollar, I assume that the insurance company that sent you out here is not satisfied with the story of the sinking of the two vessels, Frank and Nancy Walton. I assume further that you have been authorized to spend any necessary monies to not only view the evidence firsthand, but also, if that evidence proves a criminal intent, to be able to retrieve it from the ocean floor for use in court. Are my assumptions correct?
They are. But it can't be as simple as you make it sound. The first job seems to me the toughest. Finding the spot where those clippers went down.
I would venture to say that with my special equipment, I could detect the presence of the fillings in Davy Jones' teeth. It is fantastic, sir.
And about your price. Is that fantastic, too?
My proposition is this. A flat price of $5,000. And, in the event that criminal intent is proved, the possession of the recovered hulks.
I assume this $5,000 is only payable if you succeed in locating the boats.
Let us substitute the term returnable for the word payable. I will need $5,000 in advance, and our contract shall state that in the unlikely event of failure, you shall get your money back less my necessary expenses. Agreed?
Agreed. I'll have your money for you in the morning.
Good. I trust I shall have your boats for you in the afternoon.
I couldn't tell yet about his fantastic sonic sounding device, but otherwise, Mr. Cricket was well equipped. By ship-to-shore telephone, he ordered me a taxi, which I ordered to a corner near Roscoe Walton's Pacific Deep Sea Canning Company. Carpo's death made me want to get a good look at Carpo's office. Something about the way he died kept baiting up the thought that there was something fishier about this case than just plain old-fashioned insurance fraud. The only thing that was out of place in the place was under a rug, under Carpo's desk, a wall safe sunk in the floor. That proved easier to open than a poker hand with 3 aces. I lifted the heavy steel door. The first thing I saw was an oblong package, brown paper. I stuck one hand in to lift it out, and I couldn't. So I used 2, and my back was as heavy as lead. But when I tore off the wrapping, I saw that it was as valuable as gold, because that's what it was, a gold ingot. I didn't even have time to wonder, because the subject suddenly changed from lead to gold to cold steel in his voice in his hand.
Hold it there.
Hey, Mr. Dollar.
It's a little late to be canning fish, isn't it, Walton?
Yes, but it seems to be just right for breaking and entering. What are you doing here?
Entering the last phase of this investigation, Walton, and breaking the back of your little racket. Or I should say big.
What do you mean, racket?
To me, it looks like your boats have been bringing in more than fish from the Mexican coast. This heavy little handful makes it look like they've been hauling in Mexican gold.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to stand here and be accused.
You're so right you're not going to stand there. Not on those feet. Give me that.
You
and take this.
Johnny. Are you hurt?
Are you kidding? You'll never make a living being a fight referee. I'm what is commonly known as the winner.
Johnny,
Do you really believe what you said is true?
What about smuggling in Mexican gold?
Yeah.
Listen, Anita, when you find a private citizen with a gold ingot, he is not using it for a watch fob. The only thing I learned after that was that 2 hours in the sack does not constitute a good night's sleep. By 10 in the morning, one phone call east and one telegram west delivered $5,000 into my hands from a local bank. And I, after a quick call to the Coast Guard to cover a few final details, placed myself into the hands of Mr. Cricket, deep sea guide extraordinary. 2 jolting hours later, our bucking bronco with a briny had us crashing to the swell somewhere off the island of San Clemente, which is somewhere some 60 miles off the coast of Southern California.
Well, Dollar, my boy, enjoying the voyage?
Yeah.
Oh, come now. This isn't what a sailor would call rough weather, you understand?
I understand. I only hope my breakfast does.
Oh, this is nothing. Why, I recall one time off the Spanish coast.
Mr. Cricket!
Yes, my man?
According to my reading, we're about there.
Good. Reduce your RPM. Now, Dollar. Now, prepare to be amazed.
Mr. Cricket had good reason to chirp about one thing. He sure knew his business. An hour later, the hulks had been located. We were riding on a mushroom anchor. A diver had been put over the side and was tug-of-war topside by a cable on a winch.
All right, careful now. Okay, clear the rail. Easy does it. Far away. He's aboard. Give him flat.
Quickly now, get his helmet off. Now, Dollar, we shall see.
For $5,000, I'm going to have to see.
Well, Riley, what luck?
We hit it right on the nose. They're both down there 30 yards apart.
Well, Dollar, are you satisfied?
Just about 90%, Mr. Cricket.
Oh, and the 10%?
Oh, look, it's this way, Mr. Cricket. If this case gets any place, I'll probably have to testify in court. So far, everything I've got is secondhand. That isn't worth much in court. I've got to see those boats.
What? Well, good heavens, man. You mean you want to go over the side?
I don't particularly want to, but it seems to be part of this job. Many times before in my career, I've thought I had a heavy weight on my shoulders. But that diver's helmet set the new record. And those lead shoes and that rubberized canvas suit didn't feel exactly zoot. The temperature of the water outside felt much cooler than that forming on my brows. This was a steam bath, beer-tight. 8 days later, in my mind at least, my lead wedgies groped for a foothold on a slimy bottom, and I had arrived shipside. As I had no immediate way of determining the sex of a sunken ship, I couldn't tell from abaft abeam whether I was looking at the Frank or the Nancy Walton. About then, a passing current grabbed me and invited me out to dance along the ocean floor. I grabbed out for anything for support, and it turned out to be a rope hanging from the clipper's gunwale.
Well, Dollar,
When the drift passed on in a huff, I had a chance to take a closer look at what I was hanging on to. The line was secured to a woven rope ship's fender, which Mr. Cricket had not so long before told me was fashioned about a buoyant core of cork. But this one felt heavy enough to be loaded with county cork. And as for buoyancy, this was about as buoyant as a lead balloon. It was resting on the bottom and heavy to lift. The next current that swept over me was mental. I clawed the shark knife out of the diving suit belt, started hacking at the woven rope, then through a thin layer of canvas. And that's as far as I got.
Dollar, is this phone system operating? Here now, Dollar. Are you there?
This ain't the three little fishies.
Oh, good. Have you seen the ships?
Yeah, they're here all right.
Are you satisfied that they were sunk by explosion?
Yep. They're blasted in all directions.
Then I have earned my $5,000, and I must bid you farewell.
What? What are you talking about?
Oh, you to have been all but lost in a diving accident.
Oh, yourself! What'll that get you?
In disposing of you, sir, I am confident that as well as pocketing your $5,000, I will also do away with the meddling of the insurance company. You see, when my diver comes down to recover your unfortunate body, he will continue our search for the gold.
Oh, well, I've got news for you, pal. You evidently didn't knock the hiding place out of Carpo before you killed him. But I was lucky. Not only have I already found that gold, I have stashed it.
Here now, Dollar. You're bluffing.
If you think so, turn off my air.
So you do know about it. Dollar, tell me honestly, are you open to terms?
Well, I'll think about it. Haul away! The trip up was slower than the trip down, which was luck for me. The first thing I heard when I broke to the surface was muffled by the helmet, but unmistakably gunfire. The Marines hadn't landed, but by George, the Coast Guard certainly had, and I had a grandstand seat for the whole affair. My winchman was busy ducking bullets, and the winch just didn't decide to stop on its own hook. So I went riding skyward until I was stopped by the tip of the boom. And there I was, hanging on its own hook, suspended over the deck, looking through my helmet glass at the raging battle below. Cricket, directly below me, was pumping a high-powered Ross rifle, and between shots, shouting curses at whoever had opened fire on the U.S. government. Lieutenant Senior Grade Miles P. Endigan Jr. stood silhouetted against the sky on the flying bridge of the Coast Guard cutter. I looked down 20 feet between my dangling lead-weighted feet and saw Cricket taking careful aim in his direction. So once again I grabbed my razor-edged shark knife, stuck it under the copper rim of my breastplate, and ripped at the canvas. And bombs away! My weight did the rest! Expense account, item 5. Cab fare to the San Pedro Police Headquarters, where I made my statements and heard Mr. Crickett's. A badly damaged Mr. Cricket.
Well, sir, during a short stay in Cleveland, it was brought to my attention that every city in the country was suffering an epidemic of small-time gold robberies. Dentist offices, pawn shops, and so forth. Such a condition piqued my curiosity. As well as my love for money. And I studied the situation more closely. To my amazement, I learned that the gold was being melted down, fashioned into ingots, and sent off somewhere to the Orient for use in the gold and gun smuggling traffic. It occurred to me that if I could intercept the gold immediately after its dispatch, under the guidance of Captain Carpo, to a larger ship, being met at sea by his tuna clippers, then I could realize for myself a tidy profit.
Expense account, item 6. $7.50. A 5-pound box of chocolates for Miss Anita Varghese. Address, San Pedro Municipal Jail. It seems that the police sometimes classify a part-time girlfriend as an all-time accomplice. Expense account, item 7. Airfare, Los Angeles to Hartford. $176.87. And being Friday, what do you think they serve for dinner on the plane? What else? Tuna fish salad. Expense account total, $1,264.28. Yours, truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Gordon T. Hughes and stars Charles Russell. Script by Paul Dudley and Gil Dowd. Featured in the cast were Willard Waterman, Junius Matthews, Edmund McDonald, Georgia Ellis, Larry Dobkin, and Paul Dubois. The special music is written and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. Be sure and be with us at this same time next week when another unusual expense account is handed in by
yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Every fall, the ladies like to go out and get some new fall clothes. Well, CBS has gone out and gotten some new fall shows. One of the gayest of these new programs is The Red Skelton Show, which makes its bow over most of these same CBS stations this Sunday night. There's no one quite like Red Skelton, as you'll find out when you tune in tomorrow. The Red Skelton Show is a part of the CBS Great Sunday Night Laugh lineup. Don't miss it. Now stay tuned for Vaughn Monroe, who follows immediately over most of these same CBS stations. Paul Masterson speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Johnny Dollar.
Johnny, this is Don Boomhauer down here in Sarasota, Florida.
Don, how are you?
Oh, great.
Yeah? Now, what's the matter?
Well, the last time I called you, I mentioned that pal of yours, Earl Foreman.
Yeah?
Told you he was out in California and that he'd left me holding down the local office of Tri-State Life and Casualty for him.
Oh, yeah. I
So
remember.
what's he gone and done? Moved on out there to sunny, smoggy Southern California, bag and back.
Yeah, I heard from him a few
To say, I'm still running the Tri-State office here in Sarasota.
That's bad?
Be fine if it didn't take so much of my time away from my real estate business. But what I called you about, Johnny...
Yeah, trouble, Don?
Yes, well, no, not exactly.
Well, which is it?
I mean, not exactly the kind you might expect. Looks like one of our clients, an old man by the name of William Trasker, is dying.
Old Bill Trasker, the fishing guy?
That's the one.
Yeah. Earl and I went fishing with him several times out in the Gulf.
Oh, so that's how he knows about you.
Well, what's he dying of, Don? I can't imagine anybody having it in for old Bill and trying to knock him off.
No, it's some rare type of kidney ailment, the doctor says.
Oh.
Nothing suspicious about it, nothing whatsoever.
Oh. Well, then
The amount of insurance he carries is so small as to be almost negligible.
How much, Don?
$2,500.
Huh?
I know, Johnny. It would hardly seem to justify the cost of your coming down.
And if there's nothing suspicious about the circumstances...
Nothing at all. It'll be death from natural causes.
Well, Don, I'm afraid I don't see any
During
reason...
his periods of consciousness, he's in a coma most of the time, he keeps asking for you.
Oh? What?
Well, I don't know. Not for sure, that is. But what he keeps saying, or trying to say, and it's hard to understand him, well, Johnny, it sounds like he's trying to give us the clue to a murder.
Murder?
That's right.
Don, I'm on my way. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Tri-State Life and Casualty Insurance Company office in Sarasota, Florida. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the recompense matter. Expense account item 1, $79.70, taxi and a plane from Hartford to New York, then another one to Florida. At the International Airport in Tampa, Don Boomhauer was waiting for me. We piled into his air-conditioned car and headed south on the Tamiami Trail down towards Sarasota.
That's right, Johnny. Old Bill Trasker.
Dying of some kidney disease, huh?
And according to Dr. Crutcher, nothing short of a miracle would save him.
Yeah, it's too bad. He seemed like a mighty nice old man, a real gentleman. Well-educated, well-spoken. Hey, you'd expect to find him running a big business instead of a broken-down outboard rig to take out fishing parties.
So I understand. But frankly, Johnny, I'd never even seen old Bill until the doctor called me. Said he was dying and that he wanted to see you. Then I looked up his policy.
Yeah, $2,500, you said.
Yes, to be spent in giving him a modest but decent burial. And to pay any bills he might leave outstanding.
Uh-huh. Apparently, then, Bill won't be leaving much of an estate.
And you'll understand why when you see the little kind of shack he lives in.
But now, over the phone, you said something about a murder.
Well, Johnny, it was so difficult trying to understand what he was trying to say. Even when he seemed completely conscious, he was very vague, except perhaps when he was asking for you, when he told us he had to see you before he goes.
Well, now, Don, why?
He never said the actual word murder, Johnny, but he, well, listen, there was a name he kept trying to tell us. It sounded like Jerry or Gerald something. Last name we couldn't get at all.
Well, have you checked over his relatives?
When we asked him about relatives, he just turned his face away and shook his head.
But now, if he was talking about a murder...
Johnny, it's just that... Well, Doc and I agreed that from what he said, and, well, his knowing you and your work and wanting to see you, and, well, you know how deathbed confessions are.
You're not making much sense.
Look, Doc will be waiting for us, and if Bill is conscious enough to make sense when he talks to you, well, let's just wait and see what you can get out of him.
Whatever you say, now. Old Bill's home was a shack, all right, on a small, scrubby piece of land near the end of one of the bayous leading out from Sarasota Bay. As we stopped in front of the the long path through the palmettos that led up to it, Doc Crutcher came out to meet us.
Johnny, I'm glad to see you.
Yeah, how are you, Doc?
Don? I just given him a final injection in a course of 7 that... Well, come on in.
He's failing, Doc?
As a last resort, I've used a new, very radical sort of treatment. One of the so-called but not fully tried miracle drugs.
And?
I'm just afraid he came to me too late.
But, Doc, there is a chance.
Oh, there's always a chance, Johnny. But in this case, a very slim one.
Doctor...
Here we are, Bill. You just relax.
See, Tommy. $1.
Yeah. Well, here I am, Bill. See? Right here in the flesh.
Johnny?
That's right. Hey, look, if you expect to take me out fishing, you've got to get well, old man.
No. Oh, Johnny, it's too late.
Oh, come on now. That's no way to talk, old timer.
I'm gonna die now.
Yeah? Who said so?
But you must tell him.
Tell who, Bill?
Tell police.
Tell what to the police?
No.
What?
No. Murder.
There was a murder? Or you mean there was no murder?
No, tell police that I did. I did it.
Easy, old man.
Gerald.
Gerald?
Yes, young Gerald.
Gerald who, Bill?
Gerald. All right.
Yeah.
Thornley.
Gerald Thornley.
Yes.
He was murdered?
Gerald Thornley.
Yeah.
So, please, I did it. I did it, Johnny. You tell her.
Doctor.
Yes, I'll see if he's...
The end, Doc?
Well, no. As a matter of fact, his heartbeat is... Well, it's stronger.
What?
Much stronger. Doc, listen.
Yes, Doc?
Get to a phone and get an ambulance while I make him ready.
You mean that maybe you can pull him through after all?
Yeah. Now, come on, Johnny. Give me a hand with him.
Sure, Doc. Save him, huh?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so that we can investigate this confession of his.
Huh?
Sure, and then see that he's executed for murder.
Oh, John, for the love of Mike.
Yes, call that ambulance.
Great scientific achievements usually are made through the combined efforts of many men. Such is the story of the Atlantic Cable, one of the outstanding milestones of the 19th century. But today, the name of one man remains to remind us of that venture. The organizer and director, Cyrus W. Field. a retired paper merchant who risked his fortune, sanity, and integrity in an awesome adventure that lasted 12 long years. Field first was approached in regard to a short underwater cable to Newfoundland in 1854. After a huge investment of both money and energy, the cable was completed the following summer. Field then went to England to tackle the much larger problem of laying the Atlantic cable. Many futile attempts were made. Cable was broken. Splices were made. Cable was lost. Tempers flew, and ship captains resigned in disgust. Still, Field wouldn't give up. Finally, on August 8, 1858, it appeared that the project had been successfully completed. Cyrus Field went ashore and walked 15 miles to the nearest telegraph station. There he wired his wife, the Associated Press, and President Buchanan. He informed the president that Queen Victoria would telegraph her congratulations over the new cable. But before the Queen's message was completed, the line went dead. The much-hailed project was again a failure. Faulty insulation was blamed. In 1865, the largest steamboat afloat, the Great Eastern, made another attempt. Just 660 miles from Newfoundland, the cable parted. Inadequate hoisting tackle prevented its recovery. Field broke down and wept like a child. And yet, the very next year, he sailed with the Great Eastern for one more try. This time, every failure had been studied, every provision made. On July 27, 1866, Cyrus Field landed at Heart's Content. After personally cabling the unbelievable news, he immediately boarded the Great Eastern, retrieved the broken cable of the year before, spliced it, and laid the second Atlantic cable. Cyrus W. Field, another American whose driving energy insisted that somehow there must be a way. Let's find it.
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
We carefully laid old Bill in the back seat of Don Boomhauer's car and drove him to the hospital ourselves. And then we could only wait to see if the drug that Dr. Crutcher had given him would really do its work. And yet, if it did, if by some modern miracle the old man should recover, well, Don had said it there at the shack, and he said it again that evening as we sat in the comfortable den of his home, trying to console ourselves with a couple of scotch and sodas.
No, it's wrong, Johnny. There's something very wrong about it. I mean, pulling him away from death's door only so that he can be electrocuted for that murder he confessed to.
But did he really, Don?
What else could he have meant? So you've got to investigate, Johnny. Even Doc Crutcher has to report that confession to the police.
Maybe.
And so do I. We've no way out of it. None of us.
Earl Thornton.
Yes, the name of his victim, the man he murdered.
Did he? Is that what he tried to tell us?
Well, what else could he have possibly meant? And don't forget, he thinks that he's dying.
I know.
A deathbed confession, Johnny. Happens all the time.
Oh, but look, is he the kind of man who could have killed somebody? He certainly didn't strike me that way.
But how do you know? It may have happened years ago.
And it may never have happened at all.
And I hope that somehow you're right. But can you prove it? Well, Johnny?
Pour me another drink, will you?
Sure, all you want. But you haven't answered my question.
I'm going to try, Don. I'm going to try. At about midnight, Doc Crutcher phoned to say that we should keep our fingers crossed and maybe pray a bit. As it now looked as though Bill Trasker might have a 50-50 chance to live. Then, unexpectedly, a call from Lieutenant Barney Phillips of the police department.
Yes, Mr. Dollar. Doc Crutcher told me all about it. I will appreciate any help you may want to give us on this.
Well, do you know anything about this Bill Thornley?
No, sir. Never heard of him. But we'll find out who he was. Don't you worry about that.
Lieutenant, how well do you know old Bill?
Well, that's the thing that puzzles me, Dollar. Old Bill is one of the nicest, one of the most kindliest old men I've ever known.
Oh?
Ever since he came here to Sarasota, that's about 7 years ago, it seems he just went out of his way all the time trying to be nice and helpful to folks.
Uh-huh.
Didn't have much to give to anybody, money I mean, but
I see.
But that doesn't keep us from having to do our duty. Get the goods on him, see that justice is done. The law's the law, and it's our duty to uphold it.
Old Bill came here 7 years ago?
That's right.
From where?
Well, now, if we knew that, we'd know where to look for information on this man Thornley that he killed.
Yes, he did.
What's that?
I'll talk to you later, Lieutenant.
Oh, fine, Mr. Dolan. If you have any connections anywhere that can help us find out who Gerald Thornley was and why old Bill killed him,
Or if I can find out that he didn't kill any such man or anybody else,
now, Mr. Dolan.
I'll be in touch.
Why are you so sure he didn't murder someone, Johnny?
Did I say that, Don?
You didn't need to.
Don, I want no part of this thing.
Donnie, I know this is no ordinary sort of investigation, but as a company, we have to go through with it.
Why?
If you can prove that Bill didn't do it, which I doubt, well, it's the least we can do for a client, or something.
Yeah.
And if you end up proving he did, well, it's a public service by the company, or something.
Or something. Let someone else handle it. I want to put it.
Why did old Bill ask for you? Well?
Oh, well, I think it's because of... Well, in spite of what he said, in spite of what it sounded like... Hey, let me use your car, will you?
At this time of night? Oh, well, here. Here are the keys.
All right, good.
What have you got in mind?
Well, maybe keeping an innocent man out of the chair.
Now, Johnny...
I'll see you later. Obviously, the key to this whole matter lay in finding out about Bill's supposed victim, Gerald Thornley. Who he was, where he was, or where he had been. And then if Bill had ever been there. So I drove over to the shack again and went through Bill's clothes, hoping that some of them might be old enough to show where he'd been before he moved to Sarasota. Every one of them bore a New York label. Item 2, $5.20 for a tank full of gas. Item 3, after I reached the airport in Tampa, $4.60 for a long telegram to Ripley Keener, a pal of mine on the New York side. Item 4, $71.70, and shortly after dawn, I was in New York. Rip was waiting for me at the airport.
You could have saved yourself the time and money and phoned me, Johnny.
Now, just what do you mean by that, Rip?
Well, I could have told you all there is to tell about Gerald P. Thornley in one sentence. I handled the story on him for the paper myself.
Well, what about him?
He ain't.
He what?
7 years ago, that crooked promoter disappeared.
Promoter?
And when the police finally caught up with when and where and how he disappeared, it left them with only one possible conclusion. Thornley was murdered.
Nevertheless...
No, Johnny. Stop trying to act like a Pollyanna and get on back to Sarasota and nail that old guy for murder.
The 14th Amendment to our Constitution is one of its most important sections. It bestows United States citizenship upon every person, regardless of race, who is born within our borders or who is naturalized. And this amendment further provides that the privileges and immunities of citizenship cannot be taken away by a state, nor may a citizen be denied the equal protection of the laws. It is this amendment which makes us all equal citizens with equal rights, to the end that this country of yours and mine shall be our country under God.
Now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the recompense matter.
Over breakfast there at Idlewild Airport, Rip Keener told me more about Gerald P. Thornley.
Not that Thornley didn't deserve to have somebody knock him off.
Just what does that mean?
When he got through with all his phony real estate promotions, he left more innocent people broke and hungry than you can shake it. Oh, Johnny, that man made millions on his crooked real estate deals. And who suffered? Wealthy people who could afford to lose a few thousand here and there? Oh, no. No, sir. It was poor people who fell for his pitch and then suffered for it.
But the law, the authorities, they never got on to him.
He was too smart. Every deal he made was perfectly legal at the time. I'll tell you this, Johnny. A lot of the real estate laws got rewritten as a result of him. I mean, in spite of the way it finally turned out, the switcherooning.
What?
Sure. That gave me material for that feature I hoped was going to win me a Pulitzer Prize.
Just what are you talking about, Rip?
Back there in 53, after the coroner's jury said it was murder, they went through his papers and bank accounts. They found he left enough dough and instructions for it to pay back every cent he'd taken from the poor suckers.
You are kidding.
A bit, Johnny. I told you it was a twist. And, Johnny, that's what makes his killer all the more wrong. So get on back there to Sarasota and nail him down.
Yeah, Rip, I guess it's all I can... Oh, wait a minute.
Huh?
Handle this right, and maybe your next feature will get you a Pulitzer Prize.
Huh?
Poor people who'd been taken by Thornley. Well, old Bill Trasker had never been in that category, in spite of his menial job these last 7 years as a fishing guide. Item 5, 10 cents for a call to Lieutenant Randy Singer, 18th Precinct. Then I had Rip Keener drive me into Season.
There you are, Johnny. A complete set of fingerprints on the late Mr. Gerald P. Thornley.
Good.
So why I should break my neck getting them in such a hurry for you.
Thanks a lot,
If
Randy.
you put that so-called mind of yours to work finding out who murdered him 7.5 years ago, why...
Well, that coroner's jury could have been all wet, you know.
Huh?
Why don't you keep Rip here entertained until I can phone him a feature story from down in Sarasota?
Johnny,
If, that is.
Yeah? If what?
Well, if this absolutely crazy hunch of mine pays off. Item 6, another 7170 for a plane back to Florida. From the airport in Tampa, I drove on down to Sarasota, straight to the hospital.
It is a miracle, Johnny. If old Bill continues to improve the way he has in these last 12 hours, he'll live until they put him in the chair, much as I hate to say that.
Old Bill was much better. It almost was a miracle. He let me take a set of his fingerprints, and then he broke down and told me his story. Then at police headquarters, when one of the lab men compared the prints with a set I brought down from New York, Lieutenant Barney Phillips nearly flipped.
But oh, no, look, Al, I can't believe this. According to these prints, old Bill is Gerald P. Thornley.
That's right.
But I don't understand. But why, Dollar?
Well, his dirty real estate promotions were perfectly legal at the time. But he was ruining more innocent people, causing more heartbreak and suffering. But he hadn't thought about that in his lust for money. All he cared about was getting more and more of it, regardless of whom he was hurting. Until one day this kidney thing hit him, and it scared him. And suddenly he realized that one day he'd die as one of the most hated men in the world. But simply giving back the money would never erase the stigma that he'd have to live with. So he arranged his own disappearance, and he made it look like murder, so he could quietly get away and start leading the kind of life he should have been leading and could start doing some good for people. Exactly the way he's been doing here in Sarasota, Lieutenant.
There's a sort of recompense for the rotten things he'd done before.
Yeah, that's right.
And without having folks point him out as the crook he'd been.
That's right. And don't forget, the people he'd hurt up north were all paid off.
But Dollar, when he thought he was dying, he told you murder.
He said no murder. Doc and Don misunderstood. He said to tell the police that he did it. That's all. And now we know what he did.
Dollar, I hate to say this, but he's still in trouble.
Old Bill Trasker?
Gerald P. Thornley.
Not anymore, Lieutenant.
What's it?
Thornley is dead. Legally dead.
Well, I know it's only... Well, I guess you're right, Mr. Johnny. Well, you say you're right.
Yeah. After sticking around a few days to make sure that old Bill's recovery would be complete, well, I changed my mind about giving Rip Keener material for a feature. Let him wonder about it. Expense account total, including a trip back to Hartford, 200 and, no, Don, forget it. Just forget it. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Truly Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Russell Thornton, Bart Robinson, Harley Bear, Barney Phillips, Dick Crenna, and Herb Vigran. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is John Wall speaking. Johnny Dollar has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
Johnny Dollar.
Dollar, this is Michael J. Kendry at the San Francisco office of International Life and Casualty.
Mr. Kendry.
No, I'm not in my office. I'm over at Lake Tahoe. You know the place?
South of Reno, kind of half in California, half in Nevada.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
I'm staying at a motel called Seven Pines Lodge at the south end of the lake. On the map, the town's called Al Tahoe.
Seven Pines Lodge in El Tahoe. Yeah, got it. Oh, and I understand there's some pretty great fishing in that lake. So, Kendry, I'll grab the first plane I can.
Fishing, huh?
What?
Maybe that's what you'll end up doing, all right.
Great.
For the body of a man named Marvin W. Smedley.
Huh?
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the International Life and Casualty Insurance Company, San Francisco office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Twins of Tahoe matter. Expense account item 1, $182.50, cab to Bradley Field and an early morning jet flight to San Francisco. Item 2, when I got there, $50 deposit on a rental car. I could have taken a ferry plane to Sacramento or even north to Reno, but I wanted another look-see at this part of the country. And I'm glad I made the drive, for Route 50 took me through a lot of the romantic old gold rush country. Yeah, through Placerville, now a quiet, busy little city, but once one of the most lawless, notorious places in the West, where the corner of Main and Coloma Streets was known only as Hangtown. And at one end of Main Street, you can still see the famous Hangtown bell that was used to call out the vigilantes in times of trouble. And then, finally, Lake Tahoe. And in my way of thinking, it's one of the most beautiful spots on Earth. Over 20 miles long and about half as wide. Its deep, clear water is the bluest I've ever seen, except in the shallows along the edges where it changed to an almost brilliant emerald. Tall, snow-capped peaks stand out above the dense, forever-green forest that surrounds the lake, barely hiding the many resorts that nestle together along the water's edge. And the water's cold out there and very deep. There are parts that have never been fathomed. Now and then I could see the clean, cloudy wake of a speedboat, sometimes with a water skier in tow. A group of small sailboats, white canvas, spread to the wind. Here and there along the shoreline, a few hardy souls in swimming, braving the chill waters in that breathless high altitude before the early winter snows would come. And then, in contrast, in various spots along the highway on the Nevada side, as such things are illegal in California, there were huge, gaudy, restless, noisy gambling houses. And out Tahoe at the Seven Pines Lodge, and there were 7 tall pines around the neat little motel, Kendry was waiting there for me.
Dollar?
Yeah, that's right.
Glad you made it. I'm Mike Kendry.
Oh, yeah. How are you, Mike?
Come on into my cabin. I'll tell you what it's all... Mrs. Nelson, Mr. Dollar's arrived. I'll settle him in the cabin next to mine. Come on, Johnny.
Yeah. Hey, you mentioned fishing for the body of a man by the name of Smedley.
The police are fishing for it now. Marvin W. Smedley. He was a client of ours. Very wealthy, retired. Come on in. Sit down.
Okay, sure. Well?
On the way in here, you passed a big piece of lakeside property with a small stone house set back away from the beach.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Smedley's, where he lived with a housekeeper, Mrs. Turner, and his twin nephews, Tracy and Alfred Smedley. There were 25 or 6.
So what's happened?
About 3 o'clock this morning, Mrs. Turner woke up to what she thought was the sound of a shot.
She went into the boys' room to see if they'd heard it, but they weren't there.
Oh?
And she remembered Tracy had said he'd be out gambling all night over on the Nevada side, and that Alfred was at a 2 or 3 day house party at the upper end of the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And rather than try to waken old man Smedley, well, she decided it was only a backfire and went back to bed.
Yeah?
But when she got up for breakfast, well, she found the library in a real mess, and the safe had been rifled.
No sign of Smedley?
No.
Go on, Mike, please.
Now, she knew that old Smedley had a habit of getting up in the middle of the night and going in there and counting his money. He never did trust the banks, kept everything he had in that safe. So she knew right away what must have happened. She knew for sure when she found that Smedley wasn't in his bedroom or anywhere else around the house. Also, she says she could smell gunpowder there in the library.
Well, did she call the police?
Yeah, and Sergeant Corder came running. And when he found the footprints leading down to the beach, down to the dock, and the marks of a body dragged along.
And the body itself?
No sign. Must have been weighted down and dumped in the lake.
Who, Mike?
No question about it. They've been living easy off him for years, just waiting for him to die so they could get their hands on his money. One of the twins.
Only one of them?
Only one set of footprints out there in the sand.
Have the police been able to find the twins?
They sure have. They've got them locked up in the local hoosgow.
Then what's the problem?
Only one of them did it, Johnny.
Okay.
But both of them, both of those boys have absolutely airtight alibis. Crime, delinquency, threats of war. These are the subjects that dominate our news headlines these days. Not very pleasant subjects, are they? You may say that somebody ought to do something about cutting down on crime and delinquency and in promoting peace among nations. But that there's nothing you personally can do about it. Well, that's where you're wrong. You can wage your own fight against crime and delinquency in your own family by taking the family to the church or synagogue of your faith this week. The inspiration and guidance you and they will receive from spiritual contact will strengthen moral background and faith. Regular attendance at religious services will help your family to work out its own problems and give them comfort in facing the tensions of our present-day life. Worshipping together brings your family closer together, too. And supporting your own religious institution provides funds to help those individuals and families who, unlike you, are unable to help themselves. Find the strength for your life. Worship together this week. And now, Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
The police had roped off a lane from Smedley's house to the beach to the dock, where it was obvious from the tracks in the sand that somebody had dragged the old man out there, piled him into one of the rowboats, then dropped him into the lake.
Sure, it was one of those twins, Mr. Dollar. It had to be.
Well, now, why do you say that, Chief?
Sergeant Bill Corder.
Okay, Sergeant.
Well, not only because of what Mr. Kendry told you about him, but because the footprints that hauled him out of here was made by the shoes of one of them.
Which one?
Either Tracy or Alfred.
But you don't know which?
Well, that's the trouble. Not only because it was a pair of brand new shoes that didn't have any what you might call identifying marks, even where they showed up clear in the damp sand, but because those two young punks always dressed exactly alike. You know, so as to cover up for each other.
How do you mean?
I mean, not only because they were always... Those boys were always mischief makers, Johnny. They sure were and still are. They just didn't have anything else to do. One of them would provoke a fight at one of the gaming casinos or borrow somebody's car without permission or such nonsense. And each of them would swear it was the other.
Yeah.
And because they look and talk and act exactly alike so that nobody can ever tell which is which, well, the police here, never knowing which one they could legally hold, and they were always threatening to sue for false arrest.
And you'd be as mad as we are over how many times they've gotten away with that, Dollar.
Right.
And not only because witnesses to whatever they did couldn't tell them apart, but that fool uncle of theirs would always come along and pay a fine or something before we could nail down the right one. That's it. And you say they both have alibis for whenever it was this thing happened?
Yes, sir. About 3 o'clock this morning.
And you're sure about those footprints?
Sure I am. Found the shoes that made him in the house in the clothes closet. Found the sand on them.
In whose closet?
Tracy's.
Oh?
Yes, sir. And Alfred's.
Same closet. Sergeant Corder, Mike and I went on into the house to talk to Mrs. Maid Turner, Smedley's old housekeeper. Tall, jawbone, but erect and strong in spite of her years, having worked hard all her life. She looked as if nothing in the world could ever face her. But obviously the death of her employer had.
If only he'd have listened to me, Mr. Dollar. If only he'd have listened. Because I knowed something like this would happen to the poor old man. Him keeping all of his money here in the house instead of down to the bank where he ought to.
How much money, Mrs. Turner?
Oh, goodness knows, Mr. Dollar. But it was all he had, and he was a rich man, and everybody knowed that he kept it here, and that he'd come down in the middle of the night and cut it all out to himself. And look, he didn't even pull down the shade, so's anybody and everybody could see him sitting here with all his money. And I told him, and now it's happened.
Oh. In other words, Sergeant, almost anybody around here could be suspect. If it wasn't for the footprints out there in the sand. Well,
Footprints, did you say?
Well, to be honest about it, that's why I came in here earlier, Miss Turner, to look at the boy's shoes in their closet. You see, whoever did it and hauled him out and threw him in the lake, well, that is...
You don't need to tell me, officer, because I kept telling him about them, too. About the way he was spoiling them for that, giving them everything they wanted. I told him that sooner or later one of them would get so greedy he'd turn on to him.
But which one, Mrs. Turner?
Which one? They're the only relatives that he had. So it was Alfred.
Oh?
Oh, it was Tracy.
Oh, yeah. My next move was to go on down to the jail and talk with the twins. Oh, they were identical, all right. I wondered how they themselves knew which was which. But in spite of what seemed to be the general opinion of them, they impressed me as just a couple of rather nice, normal, high-spirited kids.
So, what if we did raise a little cane around town now and then, Mr. Dollar? None of it ever really did any harm, and we had to do something with our time.
All right, now look here, Tracy.
No, I'm Alfred.
Oh, well, I'm...
And what I mean is, it's no reason to pin a lousy thing like this on us, even though we aren't too sorry that he's gone. After all, what did he have to live for?
Oh,
I mean, just having to drag on maybe 10 or 15 years more with that lung trouble he had.
Now, look, you boys never had to do a lick of work in your lives.
Well, not since we got through school. But do you know why, Mr. Dollar?
Why, Al? I mean, Tracy?
Because Uncle Marv didn't want us to. He'd worked so hard as a prospector and a miner, accumulating his pile, and he wanted somebody to enjoy his money.
And that old skinflint ever want somebody else to enjoy it?
That's right, Trace and me. We're his only kin. Yeah, that's why he told us he was leaving us all his insurance.
And what about the rest of the estate?
We don't know and we don't care. After all, he did plenty for us. I mean, even before this insurance we'll get.
Not if it's proved that you killed him, Tracy.
Oh, now, wait, Mr. Dollar. Have you got any proof that Uncle Marv was killed?
Proof that...
Well...
What?
I mean, sir, that unless you find his body...
Don't you worry about that, Tracy. Al. My boys will find his body if they have to drag that entire lake.
But unless you do, you won't really have a case against us or anybody, will you?
We'll find it, all right.
And why don't you suspect somebody besides us?
Yeah? Like who?
I'll tell you who, Sergeant. What about all those old prospectors from the old days that he did out of mining claims that have kept coming back to him for handouts?
Oh, you're a fine one to talk about handouts. Now listen, don't tell me you aren't glad that he's gone.
Yes. Trace and me and that old witch Turner and all the other people.
Now, you look. Wait a minute. If Miss Turner hadn't taken care of him all these years...
Oh, sure.
All right. I understand you boys have pretty good alibis for 3 o'clock this morning.
Do we have to go over all that again?
What, afraid you might slip up retelling him, Alf?
I'm Tracy, Mr. Dollar.
Okay. Now tell those alibis to me.
Okay, Mr. Dollar. Whatever you say.
Okay, Carl, you relieve Jimmy over there on the blackjack table. When he gets back, you can take over one of the roulette wheels.
Oh, Mr. Harker?
Sure, Dollar. One of the Smedley twins was in here all night.
Which one?
Came in around midnight and didn't pull out until, it must have been about 8:30 this morning.
All right. Now, you're sure that he was here at about 3 a.m., huh?
Sure, I'm sure. Playing one of the crab tables.
He didn't step out for a few minutes, perhaps?
No, sir, and I know. Because I always keep an eye on those Smedley kids. You don't watch them, they're liable to pull tricks on our dealers. They think it's funny.
All right. Which one was it?
You know, I told you. It was Alfred Smedley, or his brother Tracy.
Thanks.
Come in and have a little refreshment, Mr. Dollar.
No, thanks. Just go on with what you were saying, please.
Well, the party got pretty big, and we all had a lot to drink. I didn't watch the clock, and it didn't really break up until about 9 o'clock.
This morning?
Mm-hmm.
And he was with you all the time, huh?
Every minute.
All right, now, which one of the twins was it?
Who cares? You're both a lot of fun. I mean, fun.
But, now listen, I have to know if it was Alfred or Tracy.
But I haven't the least... You know, what's this all about, Johnny?
Murder.
Oh.
Well?
Well, it was Tracy. Maybe it was Alfred.
Thanks a lot.
In a world of doubting Thomases decades ago, it never would have been possible for stars to shine in the daytime. But in this day and atomic age, anything's possible. Thus, it's not only possible, but a fact that only on stations of the CBS radio network, stars do indeed shine in the daytime. You'll find them illuminating an entire segment of your daytime listening every Monday through Friday. These stars have all been named by celestial authority vested in their forebears. Those names are Arthur Godfrey, Art Linkletter, Bing Crosby, Rosemary Clooney, Gary Moore, and Durward Kirby. You won't find them in your books of the planets and stars, but no compendium of show business luminaries would be complete without them. Monday through Friday, your radio set is your personal telescope on this star-studded display, on your CBS radio station. To list them once again, Arthur Godfrey, Art Linkletter, the house party man, Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney in tandem, and Gary Moore and Durward Kirby. Enjoy them often. Now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the twins of Tahoe matter.
So both Tracy and Alfred Smedley had alibis, if for no other reason than that neither of them could have been in two places at once. And those alibis might be pretty hard to break. Yet, according to what little actual evidence there was, one of them must have killed their uncle, or the insurance... Oh, no, wait a minute. Yeah, there was something that Alfred, or Tracy... Anyhow, there was something that one of them had said that suddenly gave me a hunch. Expense account item 370 for phone calls to locate Smedley's lawyer on Mr. Kenneth McManus. Then I dropped into his office and asked him just exactly one question about the old man's will. And his answer gave me a new, fresh start on the case. Item 4, 10 cents, another call. This one to Sergeant Corder.
Yes, Dollar. The boys found the body all right.
Yeah?
Now, you know how the water off that beach stays clear and shallow until it, gets to 150 yards or more straight out from the dock?
Yeah?
And it drops off over 300 feet straight down, just like that?
And the body had been dumped over that ledge?
Oh, but it's gone all the way down. We'd never have found it. But it was hung up on a rock, not more than 20 foot under.
I see.
And, Dollar, there's a nice, clean bullet hole on the back of his head.
Did you find the gun?
Same caliber as one that was issued to those twins a couple of years ago.
Did you find it?
No, sir. And if it was dropped overboard, too, and it must have been... Well, I hate to say it, but, Dollar, we'd never find a little gun in over 300 foot of water at the bottom of that lake.
No, all right, then.
We'd never find it in 1,000 years.
Maybe we don't need to, if I can pull off a little bluff.
In other words, we're never going to know whose prints are on it.
Sergeant.
But it was one of those twins did it, all right.
Sergeant.
No, there's just no question about it.
Listen, Sergeant, listen to me, would you please? I want to go back to the house.
Huh?
You meet me there in the library. There at Smedley's house.
Oh?
Yeah. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
The morgue? Oh, no.
That's right, Miss Turner.
Oh, that's terrible. Terrible place.
Mrs. Turner.
If you just brought me his poor old body here to the house...
Mrs. Turner.
Yes, Mr. Dollar.
Well, let's quit fooling around with this thing, huh? I just finished talking to Mr. Kenneth McManus.
Mr. McManus?
That's right, the lawyer.
Yes. Yes, and I guess he told you that all of poor Mr. Smedley's insurance goes to those two worthless twins, those murderers.
Yes, he mentioned that.
Is that all he told you?
No. He also told me that the remainder of the estate goes to... Let me see. I scribbled down some of the actual words. Here. The balance of my estate, including my home, I bequeath to one who, although I'm certain her motives have been entirely selfish, that she has simply been looking forward to being provided for in my will.
What?
Nevertheless, as a reward for Mrs. May Turner's faithful service, and I have told her this.
He left something to me.
You know that he told you he did. And that was your motive, Mrs. Turner.
What's this? Now, you look
Of
here,
course, the gun
young man.
belonging to the twins was just as available as a pair of shoes that were borrowed to carry the body out there and leave the footprints. The point is, though, that when Sergeant Corder found not only the body, but the gun out there in the lake...
No, Dollar.
And when I take your fingerprints and compare them with those we found on the gun...
No, listen.
You don't mind giving me a set of your fingerprints, do you, Mrs. Turner? Well...
Half of my life. Half of my life I spent taking care of that stingy old man. And him giving me nothing. Whilst all the time he kept giving his money to them boys. So that by the time he finally would die natural, what they'd be left for me.
And you would have let those boys go to the gas chamber, wouldn't you?
No.
Oh, no?
I hated those boys. But I knowed they could never put it on to them. Nobody could ever put anything on to them before.
I'm afraid that's beside the point now. Now that we know you did it.
But I had to. Because if I'd have waited, he'd give them all his money, and when he did die, there was nothing left. Nothing for me. Nothing. Don't you see?
What's left for you now, Mrs. Turner? Oh, sure. From here on in, it's up to the courts. And no doubt the whole estate will go to the twins. You know something? I hate this kind of a case. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Expense account total, including incidentals and the trip back home, $416 even. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Constipation is something people don't talk much about, but it can be a problem for anyone, even doctors. And when constipation occurs, it's interesting to see just what doctors consider important about a laxative they might use or recommend. Now, a majority of the doctors we heard from had this to say.
A laxative should be effective, gentle, close to natural acting. A medicine that can be used with complete confidence.
Well, pleasant-tasting chocolate X-Lax is effective. Overnight, it helps you toward your normal regularity. X-Lax is so gentle, so close to natural acting, there's no upset. That's why many doctors and millions of people use X-Lax with complete confidence. X-Lax, the laxative that helps you toward your normal regularity gently, overnight.
Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, one of the most beautiful, most charming girls I've ever known, involved with a killer. But now, don't misunderstand me. I didn't say how she's involved. As a matter of fact, it's to protect her from a killer that I take on the case. And it just so happens that among the people on this man's list of intended victims, that is, the people who had a hand in sending him off to prison, yeah, you guessed it. He's also after me. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Gene Tatum, Paul Dubois, Forrest Lewis, Sam Edwards, Herb Ellis, Tom Hanley, and Bill James. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is John Wall speaking.
Menace looms over blistering desert wastes as Suspense brings you Inferno next on the CBS Radio Network.